No, I feel like that's almost more like astrology.
Astrology? Yeah, is that what it was? Yeah. So we're going with astrology.
I mean, the sun's a star.
With Bill Gunter, Patrick Perez.
There you go, kids. You don't need to go to school today. Patrick Perez has already given you some information. Tell your parents you're just going to stay home. If you called that the sun is a star, we are all over it this morning.
And Jen Jensen.
I can't even. I mean,
on your home of the Gamecocks.
I don't know. I'm just like, everything's going wrong, and I don't know what to do. I don't know, but I might go back to bed.
107.5 The Game.
Hello, end of the week. Let's get you started. 6:03 on a Friday morning. Goodyear 400 weekend. I got two tailgaters over here just chomping at the bit to get to the infield at Darlington. Patrick with his television. He's already carrying his television.
I'm just going to leave it in the studio.
Just he's got it under his arm. He's got his under his arm and his cooler. He's ready to go. The pot of jambalaya will be ready. What time tomorrow?
For the jambalaya?
Yeah.
I would guess that we're going to start cooking in the middle of the afternoon. I would guess the preparation, it takes a while. So I guess probably like 11 or 12.
Okay. So
but
get going.
I'm getting there at probably 6 a.m.
I mean, you're going to be ready to go. Of course, the Perrette family will be there tonight.
Yeah. And they're bringing the dogs and everything. That's probably the only point of potential concern is the dogs.
Is the dogs?
Yeah. I think my dad ordered dog headphones for them.
That makes sense. Dog headphones, because sensitive, loud. I got it.
I don't know how they're going to do, and we're going to keep them in the RV with the AC and everything. Hopefully they won't be bothered.
Jen, how loud is it typically on the infield? Like I know the stands in the past, like they're not quiet anymore, or they're not loud anymore. When y'all are on the infield tailgating, how loud will it be?
Yeah, it's loud, especially depending on where you are. Like if he's closer to the front straight or the back straight, whether you're more in the middle. But if you're trying to have a conversation, you'll probably speak up a little bit, depending on where the cars are.
Is it constantly loud?
No, because it's more of just when they're going by wherever you are.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
The loudest.
Like, there's how many cars in the field?
This week, I'm not sure, 38.
30 something.
Maybe?
So
yeah, I haven't looked at the field.
Are they all still in one bunch? Like, it's rare for one person to truly just be like on their own behind the group.
Yeah, especially the size of the track.
Okay.
They will be in there will probably be a couple bunches.
Okay.
But yeah, typically.
But it's not like constant. Like, here goes 10 cars, here goes 5 more, here go 5 more. And...
Yeah, it depends, especially at the beginning of like after a caution or anything like that. It will be all just one big bunch, but then eventually they'll start to sort themselves out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So these two will be down in Darlington on Sunday. Patrick will be there tomorrow, ready to tailgate. And in between all that, we will get you plenty of sports news. It was a wild day on the PGA Tour. Kyle Thompson and I talked Wednesday night. And Kyle had something going on this week, and I kind of said, well, it's probably going to be kind of a dull week. We got the PGA Championship coming up at Southern Hills in 2 weeks. Let's just kind of hold off, and we'll get back to discussing the PGA Tour with Kyle Thompson next week. And then yesterday, you got Sergio Garcia basically just telling the PGA Tour to go bleep themselves.
Yeah, what happened? Was it caught on a hot mic, or is this an interview, or what?
He was caught basically on a hot. I don't even. The definition of hot mic, I guess, is you're not aware it's own.
All I saw was there was a quote that he said something like, "I can't wait to be off this tour."
So Sergio Garcia basically rope hooked a 3-wood. I was actually just happened to be watching, but I missed everything that happened. But he kind of rope hooked his tee shot on number 10. They're playing the Wells Fargo, which typically would be at Quail Hollow this week. We would have Quail Hollow and kind of maybe a little bit more golf interaction because it would be just up the road in Charlotte. But because the President's Cup is taking place at Quail Hollow in the fall, they are playing at the TPC Potomac in Potomac, Maryland. And so basically Garcia got a penalty for taking too much time trying to find his golf ball. He hooked it left kind of into some muddy area. Kind of, I'm not familiar with Potomac, so I don't have zero clue where it's at on the map. I don't know how close it is to like the ocean or anything like that. But it's kind of I don't know what am I looking for here by the coast, like a kind of a water. It's not water, but it's kind of a marshy area.
Okay.
Marsh is the term I'm going for. And basically, he had to cross over a little river, a little bridge to get over into the area to look for his golf ball. And I guess technically, you don't start timing the golfer until the golfer gets across the bridge or the landmass or whatever to start searching for his ball. Well, the PGA Tour rules official basically started timing him, I guess, from the time that he started to cross. So it took about another minute and a half away, and he ended up getting a penalty. And Garcia,
a stroke.
yeah, got a 1-stroke penalty. And Garcia basically gets into a huge argument, and I guess the rules official has like a mic on him or something, and Garcia basically just goes off and says, "I can't wait to leave this tour. I can't wait to get out of here, my friend." He says, "A couple more weeks, and I don't have to deal with you anymore." And which is basically what everybody took as a sign that he's heading to the LIV golf tour. That is the Greg Norman sponsored golf tour, but kind of interesting.
LIV.
Yeah, live. I'm not sure what exactly.
Saudi tour.
Well, it's listed though as it's called the LIV Golf Tour Invitational Series. That's basically what it's being labeled as, I believe. And they'll start. It is the Saudi tour, or at least that's the anticipation is that it'll be the live golf tour that'll take place. So it's very interesting as to how all this is kind of like playing out. Very interesting. Then you had the golf. So you had that happen where basically Sergio kind of loses his mind and really starts going on and on and on. Then you got the news come out yesterday that apparently Phil Mickelson might have struggled gambling from 2010 to 2014.
Didn't we all know that?
I don't know if we knew he lost $40 million. Like, I guess, and if you break it down, I was almost trying to justify what it was yesterday. As I saw the news, like, well, I mean, it's only $10 million a year if you really break it down. And
But didn't we
$8
hear
million
absurd things like he'll just have like $100,000 bets with people like on one hole when he's just playing on the weekends and things like that?
Yeah, but I don't know if that necessarily is lumped in. Normally, to me, I think it was Charles Barkley, I believe, that took a huge gambling loss, but it came in the casinos. And so I was under the impression when you say a $40 million loss, it came in the casinos.
Oh.
That's what I was, betting.
Well, I did see some speculation that that's why he's getting on the Saudi tour, because there's a bunch of money. It's guaranteed money, and he actually needs money more than he probably should, given his storied career.
So, yeah, I mean.
You know what his career earnings are?
Oh, it's over. I think he's top.
And didn't he move from California? There was some speculation that he moved from California for
No,
lax.
Yeah, I don't know where he officially calls home. He's from the Phoenix area but I don't know if he technically was living. I never pay attention to where golfers technically live because they can have so many different places, so many different residences, but I think they always have to distinguish one as where they're playing out of. So when they get
$800 million apparently is what Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, so the 40 million is not bad. Yeah, I mean, he was living in San Diego, but I think he might have been when he would be introduced. He might have been introduced out of Scottsdale. He was living in San Diego, but interesting. It was a very, 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 very interesting day yesterday on the PGA Tour. We won't talk much about that because there was also a lot of other things going on, and we've got stuff we've got to get figured out on this program as well. For example, the Wheel of Agony that is in there. We've got 14 spots. We've got 10 that we need to get on there, and then we will have 4 winners' choice picks, and we will do the first Wheel of Agony today as we get you ready for what should be an interesting weekend of the Kentucky Derby tomorrow. So we will each pick a horse, and then Darlington, we will each pick a NASCAR race driver. So Jen and I are already in. Jen, we may need to do some clarification. Do we want to pick different drivers than we already picked? Would Patrick be upset? Because do we really want to be picking or pulling for 2 different drivers this weekend? Are you good with that, or do you want to see if we can convince Patrick to let us go ahead and keep ours, and he can have the 3rd pick in the NASCAR draft and the 1st pick in the Kentucky Derby?
Yeah, I guess we can keep it simple.
Keep it, yeah. That way, there's a whole bunch of emotion on Sunday. We're pulling for 1 driver and not 2.
Yeah, I think that
Are
makes
you
more
good with that,
sense.
Patrick?
So who'd you pick?
I took Truex. Who did I take? I took Jen's got Chastain, and I think I took Truex Jr. I thought.
I think you did.
Yeah. Great. We have to go back and listen to the audio. We really pay attention to this program around here. We do a fantastic job, but we will get to that. And then if we do that, you can do a little research. You have the third pick.
I
and
want
then
Denny Hamlin.
You want Denny Hamlin?
Yeah.
This would be fitting that I get beat by my own driver. Would be very
Well, I
fitting.
see your driver.
He is the one that has really brought me to prominence in the picks contest. If I had to point to one driver early on, he was the very first driver I won with when he won Daytona. Jen, what was that? It was 2019, I believe, when we really got into the picks contest. Really got into the picks contest, first year in the picks contest, and that was my guy. He won down at Darlington, and he won down in Daytona, and it was a special story because as I went to look at the odds for that one, I actually read the wrong article and read the odds for 2018 and went with Hamlin, and he won the 2019 race. So
I just like him because he's one of the guys that I know something about. I know he's sponsored by Jordan, and he's like very good friends with Michael Jordan, which I think is cool. So Hamlin's my guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that he's the best guy in the world, I think, on a personal level, but whatever.
What's his deal? I know
I'm a Denny Hamlin fan.
Michael Jordan likes him.
Michael Jordan likes him, yeah.
Yeah, they've got the team now at 23-11.
Yeah, that's just cool. Hey, Michael Jordan puts his name behind you. Although I guess that doesn't really work because he's been pretty bad as the running the Hornets. Yeah.
All right. We've got, so amazingly, this is not how I anticipated the show going. We've got something already settled within the first 12 minutes of the show. So we will get that. We've got the NASCAR picks down both for Jen and I with Kerry Tharp.
This is good because now I have someone to pull for while I'm at the race.
You're right.
Yeah, and Hamlin's a good pick.
He is a
really
good pick.
is.
Yeah.
So Hamlin, Truex Jr., and who? Jen, who's your
I think
pick?
it's William Chastain. Byron Chastain.
William Byron.
William Byron Chastain.
Ross
that's
Chastain.
Mm-hmm.
Is it William Byron or Ross Chastain?
It's Ross Chastain.
Okay.
That's Ross.
Jen's trying to work. We're just annoying her.
My
We're
computer
two
is doing all
squirrels in
kinds of
here, just
stupid
annoying the grizzly bear
Chastain.
down on the ground.
I think William Chastain was a lacrosse player.
803-404-6100 if you want to be a part of the program this morning. If you want to weigh in with your NASCAR pick, if you want to weigh in with your Kentucky Derby pick, if you want to weigh in with your NHL pick, whatever. If you want to just make a pick of some sporting event this week, we will get to all that. There's some big lacrosse going on. Coming up this morning, 8 o'clock, we will catch up with Chris.
Going on.
There is, yeah. I know. I'm keeping up. Coming up this morning at 8 o'clock, we'll catch up with Chris Deering, as we do for the Corley Pools High School Highlights of the Week each and every week. And coming up at 8:30, we will give away tickets to Reggaetronic June 4th out on Lake Murray. Ronnie Alexander, a good buddy of mine, will join us to talk a little bit about the concert on Lake Murray that you can attend and be a part of with VIP passes. So if you want to weigh in this morning, 803-40.
We also have tickets.
I was getting to that. I was going to say, if you want to weigh in, 803-404-6100. And we have tickets to Darlington. We will give away. What time, Jen? You can be the official. You want to say 7:30ish? Does that seem to be
earlier the better
for the
reward the early listeners?
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Then is that fair?
Yeah, 7:10 maybe.
7:10. Good call. 7:10. We will give away tickets to Darlington, and then coming up at about 8:30 this morning, we'll give away tickets to Reggaetronic when Ronnie Alexander joins us. So a lot for us to get to. We got to get the Wheel of Punishment up. The Wheel of Agony up and running. Do we want to spin that today? There's so many questions we'll ask when we come back.
We'll see.
You're listening to the early game on 107.5 The Game.
Here's what's coming up
on the next Extra Point.
Hey guys, Pearson Fowler here from the Extra Point, and coming up on the Friday edition of the Extra Point, plenty of Carolina baseball coverage as the Gamecocks head to College Station to take on Texas A&M. Really a pivotal series for both teams, with South Carolina especially trying to continue the momentum of the sweep against Alabama from last weekend. We'll have a little bit of NBA talk. No games Thursday night, but look ahead to a full weekend of action. A couple of really entertaining series on hand, plus plenty more college football, the changing landscape, NIL, and we'll have a visit with Wes Mitchell to talk a little recruiting in the offseason and focus in particular on the class of 2023 in the state of South Carolina. That and a whole lot more coming up on the Extra Point, 9 o'clock.
The Extra Point
With Pearson, Preston, and Gamecock Central.
9 a.m. to noon
On your home of the Gamecocks.
107.5 The Game.
7.5 The Game traffic from the Shepherd's Glass Traffic Center.
Shepherd's Glass, a true reflection of quality. ShepherdsGlass.com.
Well, I'd love to tell you about the traffic, but when your computer doesn't work, it makes it a little more difficult. The one thing I think I saw a glance at is that there's nothing going on out there, no accidents, so we'll make sure of all that here shortly. I do know that your forecast.
This is Boomer Science with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Indeed. Attract, interview, and hire at Indeed.com/credit. Whether their management is tanking is another discussion, but there is no denying that the Cincinnati Reds are playing historically bad baseball, folks. They're 3-22, the worst 25-game start ever for a franchise that began back in 1881. Hell, even the Bengals had more wins in 2022. I'm Boomer Science.
CBS Sports Radio.
Hustle up. We've got 8 more floors to go before lunch.
Sarusha's window washing business is reaching new heights.
Wipe, and let's roll.
They need more certified cleaners to keep online reviews crystal clear.
Team, I know we're hustling, but watch for streaks. Candace, can you give me a hand over here?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
O'Reilly.
If your vehicle squeals or grinds when you slow down or just isn't stopping like it used to, you may need new brake rotors and pads. Now through May 24th at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get 15% off a set of Brake Best Select or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Restore safe braking and save money now at O'Reilly Auto Parts or order online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sponsored by Family Dollar. Stop by Family Dollar for everything you need to celebrate Mom. Make her feel special with balloons, cards, sweets, decorations, and scented candles. So many ways to say, I love you, all at great value. There's more for Mom at Family Dollar.
The demand for your used car is at an all-time high, and it's never been worth more. Herndon Chevrolet needs your trade. We'll buy your car, even if you don't buy ours. And to prove it, we're willing to beat any written offer by $500. That's right, we'll beat any written offer by $500. Visit Herndon Chevrolet today.
Herndon Chevrolet, Herndon makes you wanna smile. Smile.
803-630-5929 for more details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
In 1896, if you wanted to get your stuff from point A to point B, it could take months as you braved the elements with your caravan of horse-drawn carriages. Many lives were lost, and goods perished along the way. Aren't you glad it's not 1896?
Schroeder's Towing is here and ready to haul whatever you got to wherever it needs to go. We've got trucks in every conceivable size ready to work for you. Heavy equipment, buses, campers, coaches, forklifts, we do it all. Online at schroederstowing.com. Schroeder's Towing, the best hookers and now haulers in town.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet Studios. This is 107.5 The Game. Stop by or shop online today and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile.
The early game.
With Bill Gunter, Patrick Perez, and Jen Jensen.
On your home of the Gamecocks. The early game.
107.5 The Game.
6:22 on your Friday morning. If you're up and at 'em, if you're making the commute, be safe out there. Bill Gunner, Patrick Perrette, Jen Jensen, as we get you up and get you going here. You can always join us on the Buford Lending live stream. Everybody up and at it early. DC, Anthony, hopefully surviving yesterday's Cinco de Mayo tequila shots that he may have gotten into. You do much for the Cinco de Mayo yesterday, Patrick? Were you able to? No, didn't make much.
Couldn't do it. There wasn't really an opportunity. Can't drink during the week.
Never really got into it, huh?
Can't drink during the week. You gotta go to work late.
Did a couple margaritas out at Catfish Johnny's last night, but the fried shrimp platter, not really a Cinco de Mayo tradition.
Could have had shrimp tacos.
Could have, but that's not. They don't. That would have been delicious too. Because
Bring your own tortillas.
That's actually. I will keep that in mind for the next, hopefully, 39 years that I continue to do Cinco de Mayo. 803-404-6100. If you want to weigh in some playoff sports last night, let's start you with the NBA. Last night, pretty entertaining night. Not bad. Tonight, real quick, the Heat and the Sixers, the Suns, and the Mavericks will be tonight's game. No games last night. I apologize. I was looking at tonight's schedule. Tonight, again, the Heat and the Sixers tonight in the NBA. That'll be the early game. Heat up 2-0 in that. Suns and Mavericks at 9:30. That game will be on ESPN. Patrick, you mentioned you're going to work tonight, and then you go off to Darlington. Have you gotten much into the NBA playoffs at this point? Have you been able to really kind of invest yourself? Because there's good teams, there's good players. I feel like the NBA is in a good place, but for some reason, it's not drawing me in like it has in the past.
No, I mean, I've enjoyed it. There's certain series that I've been more locked into. Some of them I just think are going to be blowouts. Like, I love watching Luka play, but I don't think they have a chance because he just needs more. He needs more help, and the Suns are too good. But like the Grizzlies Timberwolves series I got into in the first round, and
John Morant.
I'm just kind of find myself watching them in general. Like Ja versus Steph is still a fun matchup. The Celtics and Bucks is a good matchup. I thought the Bucks looked like they were just going to dominate after game 1, but Boston punched back, so that might be fun. But ultimately, until we get to the Eastern Conference Finals and Western Conference Finals, I'll be very much locked into the conference finals because that's when it'll be more evenly matched. Basketball, there's just more than any other sport a big gap between the 8 seeds and the 1 seeds, and or the higher seeds and the lower seeds. Like the best team tends to win in basketball more than anything else.
It's strange, and the reason I say that I didn't pay attention to the NBA last night, and of course now I pulled it up here to read the scores and looked at the wrong date. And then realized there was no games last night. The reason I haven't paid much attention, I've gotten more into the hockey. I watched last night your Capitals. They get destroyed by the Panthers last night, 5-1. But I was into that because the Capitals are a pretty good team. Florida was the best team in the NHL this year, and the Capitals won game 1. I wanted to see what was going to happen, and Florida gets the 5-1 victory. And then I couldn't help it. I stayed up and watched Colorado and Nashville, the Avalanche, and
the best. Arguably the best team in hockey is Colorado. They have the best odds to win the Stanley Cup.
And it's just, we talked about it, and I was talking to my father about it yesterday, who's gotten into hockey, and he's like, I don't know, it's just something about it that he was talking about NHL versus NBA, and right now the playoffs and watching television at night, and he's like, there's just something that's pulled me more toward the NHL. As his point, he's never really watched the NHL, but pulled him more toward the NHL than it has the NBA. And I said, it's the crowd. The crowds that, like last night, the Avalanche and the Predators. Colorado wins 2-1 for those of you that care. But the excitement and the energy in that building, and Minnesota was the same way the other night when Minnesota was hosting St. Louis. It's just a different vibe, and it's fun to see an atmosphere right now that is just extremely electric, and fans completely into it.
And I love watching the Avalanche are probably my favorite team to watch play. Nathan McKinnon's amazing, but Cale Makar, have you seen this kid? Cale Makar, the defender.
I watched him last night.
Oh my gosh, he's incredible. He is by far my favorite hockey player to watch play. I don't know how it's different than anyone else, but he just is the smoothest skater of all time. He scored the overtime winner last night, and he's just nuts. Like I was on the radar because he was the number 1 draft pick, and he played college hockey for Boston University. I'm pretty sure it was Boston University, but played for the college national championship, and then it was playoff times and got added to the Colorado roster for the playoffs. Like literally a week after he graduated college, was just added to the roster for playoffs, and all he's done is dominate since then. So I do love watching the Avalanche play, but overall, it's more competitive. All of the games are competitive, and it's a better product, I think.
803-404-6100. We'll get into a little bit of baseball talk when we come back. The Gamecocks traveling out in Hawaiian shirts yesterday. Did you see pictures of that on Twitter?
No.
They are trying to do something different. We'll talk about that, like when. They're trying to do something different on the road, like when.
Nice.
But it starts with wearing a Hawaiian shirt. We'll get into that, talk a little bit of the baseball series this weekend. South Carolina traveling to Texas A&M. Very important 3-game series that they need to win at least 2 of. We'll talk about that. You're listening to the early game on 107.5 The Game.
It's Throwback Weekend at Darlington. Your chance to snag tickets for the Goodyear 400 this Sunday is coming up on 107.5 The Game.
Metz Plumbing is growing and looking for exceptional plumbers and apprentices. If you enjoy helping people and our community, if you want a flexible work schedule, if you're looking to earn $85,000 to $100,000 per year plus benefits and paid time off, if you want free training in order to become a licensed plumber, and if you're ready for a rewarding career as part of a family, then we want to talk to you. For information,
I'll just do this for now. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hope everybody is ready for a fun sports weekend. Got plenty to get into here. It's just not any of the very traditional sports. Anthony, hope you survived yesterday. How many tequila shots was one too many? Yes, that's a good point. We should remind everybody of that. It is Mother's Day on. Let's put a little banner up for that just to make sure. There we go. There's your banner. What are you watching over there? Let's do a little updating here very quickly.
How about a 1-carat lab-grown diamond? Starting at just $14.99. Yep, no matter what your budget is, we've got you covered. We'll help you do Mother's Day right. But you can count on leaving our store with exactly the right gift for that special mom.
As you can see, we're all busy at work trying to.
In Sand Hills, next to the South Carolina Diamond Superstore and Customization Destination.
Where is?
Welcome to Autozone. Thinking about gas mileage? Quality oil like Mobil 1 Full Synthetic can help you get more out of every mile. Got an older vehicle? Try Mobil 1 Full Synthetic High Mileage. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for only $37.99. Get what you need for better fuel efficiency at any of our 6,000 stores or on Autozone.com. Restrictions apply.
Jamie's Law, Progressive, Barrington's Backyard, day 11, 4:43 a.m.
Excuse me.
A little rain won't stop me. Mrs. Harrington said she told you to stand 24/7 protection means 24/7. It'll take a few more days to make sure. Hail me now. That's fun.
Progressive doesn't just offer a great price when you bundle on the bundle. We offer round-the-clock protection. It's just not literally from Jamie. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers and subject to policy terms. Follow discount not available in all states or situations.
great to finally be able to get together again. Oh, sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill. I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app? Yes.
Mother's Day is every day of the year, Robin. Every day of the year. Should always be thinking of that special mother. There we go. Craig, I'll have to go look for the preview. Patrick, are you going to get into House of the Dragon?
Yeah, I'm 100% going to get into it.
Oh.
5 by Love Chevrolet.
.633 on your Friday morning, May the 6th. Bill Gunner, Patrick Perrette, Jen Jensen. We have been talking a little bit all over the place, a little NHL playoffs there in the previous segment. We have got our NASCAR picks for the Wheel of Agony set. Patrick has got his first pick for the Kentucky Derby here. We will get into that. Jen will make the third pick. I'll get the second pick. And, of course, a couple of you weighing in on the Buford Lending live stream. Yes, please remember, this coming Sunday is Mother's Day. Try to not forget that. Do not let down that special mother in your life, whomever that may be, and make sure that she is taken care of this coming Sunday. Maybe a special dinner, maybe a trip to church, or you can go check out Darlington with Jen and Patrick and take her down there. I bet she would love that. Coming up in about what is it, 35 minutes, 7:10 this morning, we will give you 2 tickets. We'll give away a pair of tickets to Darlington. So if you continue to listen, 7:10 this morning, 803-404-6100, you can call in and win yourself a pair of tickets to Darlington this coming weekend. Also this weekend, Patrick, South Carolina, yesterday they hopped on the plane, flew out to College Station, and they are currently on a 4-game win streak. They are 23-20 overall. They now head out to College Station to take on Texas A&M. The Aggies ranked 13th in D1 baseball's top 25. They're 27-15 on the season. And, 2-10 is South Carolina's record on the road. It is what it is. They're wearing Hawaiian shirts for the travel to try and kind of do something. Maybe we've seen this in the past. They've brought a fish into the dugout. They've done all kinds of weird things.
What's been the common theme? It hasn't worked.
I think the Reptar, the fish. No, I meant years ago. The Reptar, the fish. Most of them worked, but this one's a little bit different. So they wore shirts, different Hawaiian shirts out there. I saw pictures yesterday. We'll see if it works. Brett Thomas on the mound tonight for the Gamecocks.
What was the idea behind that?
The fish?
No, just the Hawaiian shirt. Whose idea?
Just
was
to do something. It was
whose idea was
the
it?
seniors. Just do something different. Try to look. And there is no other sport. Baseball. I think Brian Jeffcoat, we've talked about this, and I'm not. This isn't a joke on South Carolina. This is baseball in general. There's no other sport that is as superstitious as baseball, is there?
No, and I think just things like this, they have so much downtime that they just get bored.
Is that what I don't know. There's downtime in the
I mean, you're not gonna have time to do this in a football game or a basketball game. There's action the whole time.
No. They're not wearing different shirts during the game.
No, I know, but I mean, like in the dugout. I remember they did like the what's the Grim Reapers thing. What's he have, a scythe?
Scythe. Yeah.
They had like the scythe in the dugout, and they do just weird, quirky things in the dugout as well, like superstitious things like that. Just because there's so many people not participating in the game and nothing is going on, and it's like you don't have to be locked into every second of the game. But I think that just gives them time to sit around and like
come up with new
ideas
plans
around.
Yeah. They're gonna, again, Brett Thomas on the mound tonight. Noah Hall.
Jan says it's Eister's idea.
Eister, yeah. Brett Thomas on the mound tonight. Noah Hall tomorrow night, and Sunday it'll be Will Sanders getting the start. South Carolina's got to win 2 of 3. We had John Whittle on earlier this week, and the RPI has got to be improved. South Carolina has got to move up. They do have some positive things going for it as far as strength of schedule and some good wins. But you talk about them traveling out to College Station this weekend. And again, Nathan Detmer is the guy who will oppose Brett Thomas tonight. Nathan 5-2 on the season with a 3.13 ERA. He's pitched 60 innings, Patrick. Compare that to just 12 2/3 for Brett Thomas, but 60 1/3 for the A&M starter tonight. 58 strikeouts, 13 walks. You know, like you said, would you say? I think you said Thursday or Wednesday, Groundhog Day. You feel like we've been here a couple times in the last few weeks where you're like, all right, you got to do something big, but unfortunately, you go on the road and you're not able to pull it off.
My prediction is they're getting swept.
And that's
I'm going negative. I'm going to be the negative guy. Hopefully they can prove me wrong. I'll try and be the one to jinx them. But we do this all the time now. So I'm over it. I don't think Hawaiian Shirts is going to change the fact that for some reason they just can't get it done on the road. This starter for Texas A&M is clearly better than Brett Thomas. So I don't know. Something out of the ordinary is going to have to happen. I'm not buying in at all that they won a midweek game against a 13-29 team, or just a horrendous baseball team, and then a sweep against Alabama at home where they've actually been good. Nah, not buying it.
803-404-6100 if you want to weigh in. Again, that game tonight, 7:30 Eastern time, is how you can check that. You can hear that right here on 107.5. The game, you can also check it on the SEC Network Plus streaming.
I like this text of John saying, hopefully A&M doesn't send us to an early vacation with these shirts. That is kind of ironic that, like, hey, you have a series, potentially season-defining series coming up this weekend, and you're wearing vacation shirts. So what, are they going to bring their golf clubs to Florida for the last series? Just it is. I don't know. Come up with something different. Like,
try something.
It does actually signify vacation.
It did. Try something different.
I didn't think about that, so John just mentioned that.
Stephen weighing in on the Buford Lending text line says Carolina going to take 2 of 3. So baseball there this coming weekend. You can, again, hear that right here on 107.5 The Game, and you can check that out on the SEC Network. Again, tonight's game, 7:30 Eastern time, 6:30 Central time is the start time for that. Again, it'll be Brett Thomas on the mound. Noah Hall gets the start on Saturday, and Will Sanders takes to the mound on Sunday. So some baseball this weekend to go along with the Kentucky Derby, with the Goodyear 400, and with some playoffs. We'll get back into some of the things from the Kentucky Derby. We'll break down a little bit the odds there, and we'll start to work on our picks. And we've got to spin the wheel of agony this morning. We've got if we need to, I don't know if we were supposed to get Jen the labels there to put that on there yesterday. I don't know exactly how we're supposed to do that, Jen. Okay. All right. I didn't know if there's something like how that was going to do, but we can, we've got the list. We will get that to Jen. We'll have 4 winners' choice. And Jen, I know you're busy at work back there. We got to work on a pick for you for Nascar, for the Kentucky Derby here. We'll get on that. So a lot to get to this morning. You're listening to Bill Gunner, Patrick Perrette, and Jen Jensen. It's the early game on 107.5 The Game.
Here's what's coming up
on the next halftime show.
Hey guys, Jay and Terry coming up on the Friday halftime show. Tommy Moody joins us from College Station, gets us ready for the Gamecocks and the Aggies. Langston Moore also in Texas. We were going to talk draft with Langston, but instead we're going to talk investigative reporting over the Jerry Jones thing and see. Well, I don't know how far we delve into this with Langston. I don't want him to have to turn into Chris Wallace or something. But inquiring minds need to know.
I tell you, all I know is this. If Jerry was doing what's rumored at 79 years old, way to go, Jerry.
Jer. That's right.
Good job, Jar.
And we'll try to work in a little NFL with Langston. John Whittle will also join us to talk Gamecock baseball. So it's a busy reporting day and more on the Halftime Show, Friday at noon. See
the Halftime Show with Jay, Terry, and Tommy.
Noon to 3.
On your home of the Gamecocks.
107.5 The Game.
Making the trip down to Darlington this weekend. Who knows? Maybe you want to just drive right out on the track and enter the race. Why not? And if you've got a Chevrolet, you probably got a good chance to win. So you may as well go visit Love Chevrolet. Check out the great line of vehicles. They have 14 acres of brand new Chevys to be exact. And right now in this time of high demand and low supply, you're still going to be able to find the car or truck you've been looking for from Love Chevrolet. While that's one of the main reasons I go and visit them, as well as the $1,000 low price guarantee, meaning you can actually shop other dealerships and take their deal back to the folks at Love Chevrolet, and they'll top it. The main reason that I trust and love Chevrolet is that incredible sales staff. They're honest, they're trustworthy, they will respect you. They'll make sure that when you leave the lot, you're comfortable with the purchase you have made. Because being honest, purchasing a car, big deal right now. Interest rates being what they are, rising car rates, rising car prices. You know what, though? Love Chevrolet is not taking advantage of their customers by adding extra add-ons to the sticker price. They're leaving the price the same as it's always been. That's why Love Chevrolet has been in business for over 60 years and why they continue to be the number one trusted car dealership here in the Midlands. Go find out for yourself. I-26 in Harbison between Lowe's and Frankie's Fun Park. You can visit them on the web, lovechevy.com. However it is you may want to check out the great inventory at Love Chevrolet, just make sure you do it. I-26 in Harbison between Lowe's and Frankie's Fun Park, or on the web, lovechevy.com. Get out to Love Chevrolet and find new roads.
Sponsored by Dairy Queen. DQ presents, picture this. You stand before the new signature stack burger menu at DQ. 5 cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef, like the loaded A1 stack burger. And your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? DQ. Happy tastes good.
Get mom what she's been begging for, a clean home, and mom deserves nothing but the best. Zero risk, carpet and air duct cleaning. Schedule today and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for only $119. Mention me, Bill Gunner, at 1075 The Game, and you'll get a hallway cleaned for free. Book online, zeroriskcolumbia.com.
I'm Bridget Condon with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones was involved in a minor car crash Wednesday in Dallas, but did not sustain serious injuries, according to NFL Network's Shane Slater. Stephen Jones, the owner's son and Dallas executive vice president, told the Associated Press on Thursday that the Cowboys owner was home and fine. Jones was transported to Parkland Memorial Hospital following the crash Wednesday out of an abundance of caution, according to Slater. In other news, the Packers agreed to deals with both of their first-round picks, 22nd overall pick linebacker Quay Walker and 28th overall pick defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt, both from Georgia. Elsewhere, another first-round Georgia defensive star, 13th overall pick Jordan Davis, signed his deal with the Eagles. That makes 3 of 5 first-round Bulldogs that have signed deals. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
DQ presents the sound of an all-star summer lineup. Leading off, the promising rookie, new Oreo Dirt Pie. On deck, the fan favorite Girl Scout Thin Mints. Summer standouts, Drumstick with peanuts and cotton candy. And batting cleanup, it's you. With your red spoon and 6 summer blizzard flavors, official treat of MLB. All part of the new DQ All-Star Summer Blizzard lineup. DQ? Happy tastes good.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers. Come rain or shine, the job must get done. And you're the one who makes it happen. We get you, Jackie in Fresno, putting your employee safety first. And Maddie in Chattanooga, whose local Granger team knows him by name. We're here for you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support and access to product specialists to help you find what you need. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet Studios. This is 1075 The Game. Stop by or shop online today and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile.
The early game
with Bill Gunter, Patrick Perez, and Jen Jensen
on your home of the Gamecocks.
1075 The Game.
Friday morning. Hope you're up and at 'em, ready for a fun weekend. Kentucky Derby tomorrow afternoon. Post time, roughly 6:57 is what has been put out. I've never been. Have you ever even been to a horse race?
I used to go to horse races a lot in high school.
Are they generally on time? Like, I
used to drive to West Virginia, Hollywood, races and slots, Charlestown races and slots in West Virginia, and we were allowed to, even though you're supposed to be 21, they just would not check IDs, and we would just go place our bets on the little electronic machine, and
it was kind of like going to jungle gyms back in the day. Basically, as long as you've got a library card with your name on it, they just let you in.
Show ID. We just walk right in and just watch like 10 races or so and make a couple bucks and dip out.
Jen, you ever been to a horse race?
Yeah, up at Arlington
Okay.
Raceway, which they've now demolished in the Chicago suburbs, but that was a cool place to go.
Okay.
And then we used to go to the horse races down, and when we'd go to Florida every year, no, I'm sorry, never mind, that wasn't horse, those are dogs. Sorry,
it's a difference.
I know Greystone or Greyhounds.
Greystone.
Yep. Okay, it's been a challenging morning. Things are better now. It's all good, but those were Greyhounds. That was a lot of fun to watch too.
The Kentucky Derby is, again, to me, an event. It's an event. It's not a horse race. It's a huge party where horses are running. I think the Carolina Cup, who we've now been invited to go and hang out next year, and we definitely need to make a trip and go and be a part of that. But the Kentucky Derby, to me, it's. I think that's why I watch it, because you've got the Preakness and you got the Belmont Stakes. After that, Patrick, and we'll probably actually have Brian Brinkmeyer on to talk a little bit of horse racing over the next few weeks as we go through the other two major
Triple Crown.
Yeah, the Triple Crown, the other majors. But you would say, like, I don't go out of my way to watch those unless there's some kind of like evolving storyline of a particular horse.
The Triple Crown,
right?
Horses? I mean, the Preakness is always relevant. There's always a Triple Crown opportunity.
Well, yeah, but I mean, so even then, the Kentucky Derby to me, and I don't know how many others feel this way. 803-404-6100. I'd be kind of interested. Like, it's a niche kind of obviously thing. It's something that I believe you watch more so because it's just it's and maybe I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm a horse racing guru or that I understand much about it. But it's an event, and it's something that I actually do kind of enjoy, and you do watch. I do like the pageantry of it. The Preakness, I understand what you're saying. It's the second in the 3-leg Triple Crown there. So, yes, the winner of the Kentucky Derby, unless they've been disqualified, and I think that happened last year. See, I don't even really care, but I feel like Bob Baffert's horse was disqualified from the Preakness last year. Yeah, let's not pretend like we really get into the Kentucky Derby, or excuse me, we get into horse racing. But I think what makes the Derby so much fun is the pageantry of it. And you turn on the television, you see the people drinking the mint juleps, which nobody likes, but
They're disgusting.
They still manage to drink them down. But I'll go back. You talk about like niche sports. I think for you, have you seen the track for the Miami Grand Prix?
Which is this weekend.
Oh, is that also this weekend?
Yeah, it's on Sunday at 3:30.
So I mean, like, that would be for you. I feel like you would be more of a Grand Prix guy that would want to go to one race. I don't know which race it would be.
Monaco. Monaco's the big one. Yeah.
I'll put out a poll. Niche
is NASCAR's Daytona. Is that the one?
Daytona or Talladega, I think. Maybe I feel like Talladega's
Monaco
huge.
is by far the biggest one in F1 because it's like I don't know if it's the richest like or whatever it is, province, whatever, or what do they call? Monaco's like a principality or something like that, but it's like insanely wealthy, and it's just kind of the crown jewel of the F1 season, and it's like all the pomp and circumstance you can imagine, just billionaires everywhere on their boats outside the track, and it's a street course, and yeah, it's Monaco's everything for F1. That is a big deal.
I'm going to put this on Twitter because I'm kind of interested in weigh in with your own options this morning. If I'm because I don't know what else I would say the one random sporting event you would like to attend, and I've got the Kentucky Derby. I'm going to put Monaco on there. The grand.
I feel like that should win in a landslide though, because the opportunity of just going to Monaco would be incredible.
Okay, I mean, but what should I put the Miami Grand Prix on there and keep it in America?
Formula 1. You could just put Formula 1 Grand Prix.
All right,
just a blanket statement.
All right, we'll put the Formula 1 Grand Prix. Do you have another niche sporting event like the World Series of Poker? Would maybe I'm just throwing something out. That's what I'm saying is like the World Series of Poker. I don't know what a bowling event would be.
I don't know, but again, tennis, like I would pick Wimbledon because going to London, and that would just be awesome.
I don't. Yeah,
we might have to narrow it down to American events.
Okay, to keep you from wanting to travel abroad.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying
803.
to think of what else would be.
803-404-6100 to formulate the list. Yeah, the Indy, but see, the Indy 500, I feel like is a huge. Jen goes every year,
Yeah.
and I almost don't know if the Indy 500 qualifies is like. I think it's actually a big. It's kind of like saying Darlington or Daytona. Like I feel like that is such a big event. But the Indy 500, I thought about putting it on there, but I feel like
I
the
don't
Indy
know. Maybe it
500
does
might
fit,
win.
but the Kentucky Derby is a big deal still.
So-
I don't think Indy 500 would like blow out the Kentucky Derby.
Okay. Should we put the Indy 500 on there?
Yeah, that's a
okay.
good one to put on
All right,
there.
All right. Sounds good. I'll throw that one on there as well as we try and come up with a few.
Hot dog eating contest.
It is. I mean, again, it is an event. Like I
is
guess
an
that's
event.
my point. Because let's be honest. I think you take out football, you take out basketball, baseball. I kind of lean like I think tennis is still more popular. Where people would say, I'd go see the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw in the Masters because again, we talk a lot of golf around here, and I feel like the golf that would win. Somebody said like the Masters or whatever. I was trying to think of
sports that don't involve balls.
Well, I'm trying to think of sports that like literally there is one event that you either kind of know about or kind of follow. Maybe it is the Indy 500. Maybe the Indy 500 is exactly that. We're going to throw that on the poll there. But I'm trying to think of a sporting event like the World Series of Poker. You have no clue what happens.
I don't even know when it happens. Like I would never turn on the World Series of Poker ever.
I used to watch it a lot when I was like in college and playing poker. Like, of course we were playing for a lot less than they're playing for, but there are people that get out there and go to those events and that really get wrapped up in those events and think that they can easily go and be a part of those events.
I am thinking along the lines of races. Like what other races are there? We said Little League World Series.
That is still a niche event. I get it. You're right. I'm trying to narrow this down to stuff that we just typically that you almost don't pay attention to, with the exception of that one event,
like boxing, fighting,
a UFC fight. I was watching a boxing.
match.
Boxing used to be so. See, I think that's where you and me differ.
I talked about while you weren't here, but the Tyson Fury fight from 2 weeks ago. Do you see any of that?
No, I didn't.
Incredible. He's just the greatest show. I think he's the greatest showman on the planet right now.
Yeah, then maybe you would throw. I don't know. Again, events.
I mean, you could just put like Kentucky Derby, like Indy 500, Formula One race, or like a prize. You could just put like.
I'm going to go with Kevin. Kevin says I think the Little League World Series would be cool to experience one. So I'm going to go with Little League.
I don't think it'd be cool at all.
Okay, but that's the point. Like, we're talking things that there's going to be people who look on this list and say, no, I'm not going to watch the Kentucky Derby. There's going to be people. There's going to be like to me.
Case, like somebody make the case to me of why it would be cool to go to the Little
because
Little World Series.
I got to be honest. The Formula One race has I have zero interest to ever go to anything like that.
It's just sick cars.
Yeah, but again, that to me is like
and
there's
rich people everywhere.
There's nothing about that like.
But like I can go watch a high school baseball game that'll be played at a higher level.
Would you go? This is a good one.
Yes.
The Tour de France.
Yes.
You would go because you get to go to. I'm going to throw that. I'm going to actually throw that one on there because I think that is, again, that's a perfect example of something. We have zero clue what happens in cycling.
Yeah, but you won't watch it either.
The Tour de France?
Yeah. You're not going to turn on the Tour de France.
For the pileups.
It lasts like a month.
Little League World Series.
Because that's not comparable to the Kentucky Derby. Because you're going to watch the Kentucky Derby even though you don't pay attention to it. Yeah, obviously you don't follow cycling throughout the year, but you're not going to watch the Tour de France either. You don't even know who won any of the Tour de France's since Lance Armstrong.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So we can't put that one on there. I'll take that one off.
Like it's just it's a different thing because we don't pay attention
WrestleMania, to it. Even though it's not a.
I liked it when you said something about Little League World Series.
Well, that's WrestleMania's pay-per-view, isn't it?
I don't know. Again, wrestling
I think it's pay-per-view.
Wrestling is fun. Yeah, we might go Little League. Well, we'll figure it out during the break, and we'll put a poll question up. We'll get more into it. Niche sports that you might want to attend. David with WrestleMania, anonymous texter Tour de France. Mark, Indianapolis 500. Kevin, Little League World Series. So many on there. It's the early game on 107.5 The Game.
Gamecocks, Braves, the NFL with live local radio. 107.5 The Game, WNKT FM, Eastover, Columbia, a Cumulus media station.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
When Bluebell takes
All right. Yep. Harness racing is pretty interesting. I guess.
But I feel like we're losing the comparison to the Kentucky Derby with these things. The point of the Kentucky Derby is that we don't watch horse racing, but we're all going to watch the Kentucky Derby. Like, the Indy 500, I think, is legit because people will turn on the Indy 500.
Okay. I got the F1 race.
But I don't know people aren't necessarily going to turn on the F1 race, so I don't know that that's a great comparison necessarily. But like WrestleMania,
Well, no, but to your point, Formula, I think there are people that will.
The obscure sport that no one like, hot dog eating contest actually is more along those lines because we'll watch it.
All right, you want to put
even though we
dogs?
don't watch competitive eating.
I'm with you on that because it gets a lot of hype on July 4th.
Yeah.
So you want to go hot dog eating contest?
I kind of like that one, but I'm still trying to think of other ones. Like, is there a college sport that no one's going to watch, but we'll watch the championship or something like that? Running of the Bulls isn't even. That's like a bucket list item. Although I would never do it. Would you do that? You wouldn't.
What?
Do the running of the Bulls?
I wouldn't. I feel like I'd be the one that falls
Or just for whatever reason the bull locks in on you and
Yeah.
decides that you're the one that he wants to go attack.
I just had somebody text and said curling in the Olympics.
See, Olympics does open up a lot.
Yeah, and see I agree. Like Olympic, because I don't ever watch figure skating or gymnastics or
yeah.
I was watching the weird skiing, but you have to stop and do the shooting. Like what is that?
I can't remember what that is. It's
And I used to know the name of that. And I was so proud of myself.
I do feel like the Champions League is along that lines. Like everyone's gonna not everyone. Everyone's a ridiculous word to use there, but a lot of people are gonna watch the Champions League final on May 28th. But that can't go on this.
All right, I'm changing it from would you like to attend to watch. Because now you're talking about like the Tour, like Tour de France.
Bring it to the air.
Listen, I marched in the Greatest Band in Dixie parade with a Camden High School band when I was a teen. And as we were marching through the French Quarter, the band director came along the side of the band and said, "Look straight ahead, don't look up."
With Bill Gunter, Patrick Perez, and Jen Jensen.
Well, as a 15-year-old, I looked up, and the women along the balcony were exposing themselves. And I want to tell you, it's one of the greatest parades I've ever been in my life, guys.
On your home of the Gamecocks.
Let me finish, Bill.
107.5 The Game.
We've never had such a spirited debate about trying to get a poll question up. But it's getting pretty intense on the Buford Lending live stream as we try to come up with just one more event. And we've even changed it now from event you'd like to attend, although but event that you will watch. The random sporting event that you will actually watch. And we've kind of eliminated Olympics because I feel like during the Olympic sports, somebody said curling. And yeah, during the Olympics, I watch it, but I watch a bunch of sports during the Olympics that I'd never watch for 4 years. Like that really opens up a whole new category of things that we're talking about. We're trying to get a poll question up. The odds of us getting a poll question up by the end of the show, I think are starting to become slimmer and slimmer. We have a lot that we need to accomplish this hour, quite frankly. I'd like to get this poll question up as it pertains to the Kentucky Derby. NASCAR really doesn't count because I feel like more people do watch NASCAR. I don't feel like it's a niche sport. I don't feel like it's something that I feel like it's got more of a following. People watch it on a consistent basis. Again, the Kentucky Derby and really this month of horse racing, Patrick, people will tune into. You'll stay more of a the other basically 10 and a half months. I forget when the Belmont Stakes exactly is. Is it the weekend after Memorial Day? It's not Memorial Day weekend, is it?
I think it might be Memorial Day weekend.
But
no, I think it's the first. Yeah, I think it is the first week of June usually.
June 11th.
Is it June 11th? Okay.
Mhm.
So really between now and June 11th, you might actually tune into some horse racing. The other 11 months of the year, you have zero clue and don't care at all, unless you're just some kind of weird gambler. But no, that's what makes that different. The Indy 500, I'm with Mark on that one. I'll throw that one on there because
most people are not watching any other Indy. They're not watching the Indy series.
Right.
I mean, yeah, there are definitely people who don't, really follow IndyCar, but they love the Indy 500.
Yeah.
My mom's one of those that she won't just sit down and watch a race, but she will watch the 500.
That I think is the spirit of the poll question because we bring up other things like somebody brings up like the Tour de France. Like the Tour de France is not something that you're going to turn on your television though.
I don't think people watch it.
No, people don't watch it.
But I say that again, part of this is
I mean,
you got
people watch it.
You got
in America, it's not a popular.
You got to
event.
put yourself in other people's shoes.
Yeah.
The Indy 500 is a big deal, but I don't know if I've ever watched a lap.
Probably not.
I mean, I'm not, but you are right. It's kind of a one-off event. Whereas, there are people who follow it. There's people who follow the Kentucky Derby. There are people that are listening right now who are like, this is a stupid topic. I don't watch any of these events, but that's kind of the point of it is like, what is the random sporting event? For me, it's probably the Kentucky Derby.
See, this is why I like the hot dog eating contest.
I'm with you on
there is a competitive eating league and a competitive eating circuit.
Yeah.
But you're not watching it. You're watching the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
William says the World Cup. Brian from Sumter and Brian from Shaw, same thing. I don't know what 24 hours at Sebring is.
Oh, it's another race. It's a different type of race car.
Okay.
It's 24 hours, kind of like the Rolex at Daytona. I think it's a different thing, but yeah, they have teams where they're going literally 24 hours.
I do think Wimbledon, it kind of is along these lines because they do play the ATP tour all year long, but the majority of people will probably, if they watch any tennis, it's only going to be Wimbledon.
I'll watch Wimbledon and then I will watch
French Open.
Yeah, the clay. That's clay, right?
French Open is clay.
Well,
I kind of like watching both of those.
There's going to be a lot of people who will tell you the same thing as it pertains to the Masters or maybe the British Open.
I do think,
there's a lot of people who will tell you the same thing with golf, that it's a year-round sport and that they have zero clue about it. Trust me, I get some of the text messages you guys hate when we talk golf. We're still going to talk golf. 2 or 3 of you are not chasing golf, what's become one of my favorite segments. But the bottom line is, like, some people say, that's why I kind of eliminate tennis. That's also why I kind of eliminate soccer now.
Soccer
because
should be eliminated. Soccer's the most popular sport in the world.
Yeah, so soccer, golf, tennis, I kind of eliminate them. I'm kind of with Patrick on the one day, the one event, the hot dog eating contest, because there are some people I feel like who are going to say it's part of my 4th of July to watch.
Right.
I was watching Joey Chestnut eat chicken wings last weekend. You guys are just hopping on the bandwagon for a hot dog eating contest.
What was the other guy before him?
It was
what was his name?
it was hang on. I don't look up his name. I know his name. I'm gonna get it.
All right,
move on.
We'll get that.
And I'm just gonna blurt out his name at some point.
Just FYI, coming up in about 4 minutes, we're gonna give you a pair of tickets. We're gonna give you an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to
Takeru Kobayashi.
Kobayashi, yes. We're going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to Darlington coming up here in about 4 minutes. 803-404-6100. That's the number that you will call. So I will let you know when and how to do that coming up here in just a few minutes. But get your phones ready to try and win a pair of tickets to Darlington. All right, so are we set on because we have a lot to do. I want to get this poll question up and follow this throughout the hour. We got to debate also our Wheel of Agony. We've got most of the stuff now. I think
even if we just hammer down like 5 locks that are definitely going to be on this wheel. That's a fine start.
I've got 8. I've got 8. I got the 4 winners' choices, the Reaper chip.
There doesn't have to be 4 winner's choices. I mean, there can be a 1 winner's choice.
No, it works out well for 10 because there's 14 spots on the Wheel of Agony.
Yeah, but like, what if we just get hit with inspiration and we have 12?
That could happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, you could throw on that. You could throw, but for at least for this week, we'll do 4 winners'
What about a
choices.
loser's choice?
You want to do 2 losers' choices on there?
Because then you get a little bit lucky. Like I would.
You
just
do get
pick,
a saving. You get a saving grace of.
Yeah.
You know what we should put on there?
Because then I would just defer to like the spicy stuff. Because
All right, wait a minute. We're getting this is turning into a board meeting that gets out of control. We got to stick with one topic at a time and then go to the next poll question.
This is what for the listeners. This is actually what our planning meetings are like. You know, when we're talking about show prep, this is it. It's like herding cats.
ADD at its absolute finest. Poll question: Kentucky Derby, Formula One race, Indy 500, hot dog eating contest. Are we good with those as the poll question? The one random sporting event that you would like to watch but have no clue of the sport. Does that work for everybody? Group feeling. All right, I'm going
trying
with
to
this.
think of if I can get one more thing at the buzzer. That's a good idea, but no, I got nothing.
Hot dog eating. All right, so I'm going to put this up on my Twitter account at Will WIL Gunter GUNTER. What is the one random sporting event you would like to watch but have no clue of the sport? And then I put or event because hot dog eating contest. So we'll put that poll question up. If you want to weigh in on our poll question this morning, again, 803-404-6100. You can give us a phone call or you can weigh in. Do not call right now because we're about to give away tickets. You can call later this hour. But what is the one random sporting event you would like to watch but have no clue of the sport? At least the 4 on our poll are Kentucky Derby, a Formula One race. Do you have the major, though? I know you said Monaco. So now we just said watch. You want to just go the Monaco Formula One race?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Why not?
Okay. All right. Now I got to learn how to spell Monaco real quick.
MONACO.
MONOCO?
ACO.
MONACO. Monaco Formula One race. Hey,
what?
Look,
where is that?
let's get to that again. Let's just
I like the geography. I like the geography questions.
We'll get to that
Thank you,
here
Patrick.
shortly.
That just made my
shortly.
morning.
All right.
Where's Monaco?
803-404-6100. Jen, are you ready? Give
I
away these
am.
tickets. All right. 803-404-6100. Call now. We'll take caller number 3, Dale Earnhardt Jr. We'll take Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s number. Is that cool?
Wow.
Caller
that's
number.
impressive.
Not
Jeff
Dale
Gordon.
Earnhardt Jr., Dale Earnhardt. We'll take Dale Earnhardt's number 3. And caller number 3 right now, a pair of tickets to Darlington this weekend. You don't get to hang out with Jen and Patrick. They've got the great tickets down.
You can buy the infield.
But
pass.
you can
I don't know where the tickets are, so if you ask, I don't know.
Okay.
But you'll know when you talk to.
There you go. So caller number 3 right now. Jen will take that. A few other things real quick just to get in some house cleaning notes. South Carolina, Texas A&M tonight, College Station. The Gamecocks 23-20, 9-12 on the season in conference play. You can hear that right here. 7:30 will be first pitch time. You can hear it right here on 107.5 The Game. Derek Scott, Tommy Moody on the call. You can be a part of that if you would like and listen. You can also check it out on the SEC Network Plus and live stream that. So
Jen's got her winner. Phone line's lit up, so
Good
you're
job.
waiting on hold.
We've got our winner, and congratulations to that. So coming up at 8 o'clock this morning, Chris Deering of the State newspaper as well as Prep Red Zone Network will join us. It's playoff time here in the state for baseball and softball. We'll catch up with Chris Deering this morning at 8 o'clock. And then at 8:30, we will give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to Reggaetronic June 4th on Lake Murray. Ronnie Alexander, the director there of that great event, will join us to talk a little bit about Reggaetronic and what it means, what causes it helps, and everything that Reggaetronic is all about. And we'll give you a pair of passes. Great concert on Lake Murray. So a lot to get to this morning. Again, if you want to weigh in, 803-404-6100 is how you can be a part of that. Patrick, real quick, serious sports discussion. Debo Samuel, refollowed the 49. So let's be serious for a minute and talk stupid social media stuff. Yesterday,
But it's not stupid though. Like,
okay,
because honestly, that's like it. Yes, it is stupid, but that is actually how people that age operate. Like, I don't get into the unfollowing and refollowing thing. I would never unfollow someone to prove a point, but lots of people my age, that is a thing that they do. If you get in an argument or whatever, you immediately unfollow them, and that's like you're sending a message. So it is actually sort of worth bringing up because they are trying to send veiled messages. So I think Debo is sending a legitimate message like, well, I lost. I think that's what it is. I think it's a surrender. And he's like, I don't want to completely alienate the fan base. So my choices are throw a fit, refuse to come back, completely just like burn the city down and burn all my bridges and make everyone hate me in San Francisco, or play ball, refollow the 49ers and say, all right, well, we'll do it. I'm back.
We will get more into that because there is a part of it. It sounds like Debo, this is according to Pro Football Talk, and I'll just read you there. It says all of which makes the 49ers, all of which Patrick just said makes 49ers wide receiver Debo Samuel's latest social media activities worth monitoring because it appears he will be back now with the 49ers. We will get that serious sports take from Patrick because will he get paid now? Has he accepted his role? We'll find out. We'll ask Patrick that in the next segment. Congratulations to Kevin, who has won the tickets to Darlington. Congratulations, Kevin. Hope you have a absolute great time doing that. We'll come back. We'll get into more here. We got a poll question out. We got a Wheel of Agony we got to get to. We'll talk some Debo Samuel. A whole bunch to get to this morning. You're listening to the early game on 107.5 The Game.
Here's what's coming up on the next Extra Point.
Hey guys, Pearson Fowler here from the Extra Point, and coming up on the Friday edition of the Extra Point, plenty of Carolina baseball coverage as the Gamecocks head to College Station to take on Texas A&M. Really a pivotal series for both teams, with South Carolina especially trying to continue the momentum of the sweep against Alabama from last weekend. We'll have a little bit of NBA talk. No games Thursday night, but look ahead to a full weekend of action, a couple of really entertaining series on hand, plus plenty more college football, the changing landscape, NIL, and we'll have a visit with Wes Mitchell to talk a little recruiting in the offseason and focus in particular on the class of 2023 in the state of South Carolina. That and a whole lot more coming up on the Extra Point, 9 o'clock.
The Extra Point with Pearson, Preston, and Gamecock Central. 9 a.m. to noon on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
Bill Gunner for Buford Lending. I'm telling you what, right now, the interest rates for homes, they are still very good. There's still a great opportunity out there. You just need a mortgage broker who really knows the lay of the land, has experience, and is ready to help you. And that's exactly what you get with Buford Lending and Benji Getzy. You can visit them on the web. Buford.mortgage is how you can check that out. He can help you get pre-qualified for new buys, for cash out refinancing. If you're a first-time home buyer, Benji Getzy is there to help you. So call Buford Lending today, 843-524-2404, or you can visit them on the web, Buford.mortgage. Experience right now matters more than ever because rates are rising. You got to be honest with yourself, and they're not where they were during the pandemic. They're going up. But there's still great opportunities to be had. You just need a mortgage broker that is experienced, that knows what to do. And not only that, wants your business. Is going to go out of their way to make sure they get you the best deal possible. And that's exactly what you get with Buford Lending and Benji Getzy. Check them out on the web, Buford.mortgage, or give him a phone call today. Allow him the opportunity to be your broker. 843-524-2404. Benji named in the top 1% of producing loan officers in the state of South Carolina and the entire wholesale mortgage network. So if you are purchasing, you need to shop your rate with Benji Getzy. He'll get you a lower rate, which will give you more buying power. 843-524-2404. That's Benji Getzy and Buford Lending.
107.5 The Game traffic from the Shepherd's Glass Traffic Center.
Shepherd's Glass, a true reflection of quality. shepherdsglass.com.
Still working a few accidents out there this morning. We have a report of a tie-up on Garner's Ferry Road at Pineview Road. Also an injury accident reported Fairmont Drive at Leesburg Road. And at forecast for today, afternoon and evening storms, some could be a little bit heavier. 87 for the high today. Then it cools down, 76 tomorrow. And for Mother's Day, 73. Right now, 71 at 107.5 The Game.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by AutoZone. Get the Zone AutoZone. The new WNBA season helps spotlight the plight of Brittany Griner. The U.S. government just changed the Phoenix Center's status to wrongfully detained by Russia. Each of the league's 12 home courts will feature a special floor decal with the initials BG and her number 42. Bring Brittany home. A Boomer Esiason.
The first Saturday in May, you're invited to the Run for the Roses. And when the hats go on, all bets are off. The Kentucky Derby, tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern on NBC and Peacock.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Thinking about gas mileage? Quality oil like Mobil 1 Full Synthetic can help you get more out of every mile. Got an older vehicle? Try Mobil 1 Full Synthetic High Mileage. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $37.99. Get what you need for better fuel efficiency at any of our 6,000 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The first Saturday in May, you're invited to the Run for the Roses. And when the hats go on, all bets are off. The Kentucky Derby, tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern on NBC and Peacock.
Sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has your workplace covered with furniture and organizational items curated by Staples Work From Home Style Squad. Now get 25% off storage and filing products, chair mats, decor, and lighting with the purchase of a desk or office chair. In-store only. Offer ends 5/28. Staples, the working and learning store.
Hey, if you've got a hole in your roof or you need a whole new roof, you need to call Mid-State Roofing, 356-1919. For nearly a quarter of a century, Mid-State Roofing has established its reputation as the leader in the roofing industry. Whether it's above your head or at your feet, perhaps a leaky foundation, 356-1919 is the number to call for all your roofing and waterproofing needs. The quality and craftsmanship of a Mid-State roofing system are tops in the industry, especially commercial and industrial roofing systems.
There we go. All right. Morning Hope. Yeah, but swimming and gymnastics, we feel like that's more of the Olympics. We tried to stay out of that pillow fighting. Yeah, that would have been a good one. Although I'm not sure what channel that comes on. Thank you, Ross, for the Kobayashi. Is he retired officially?
Yeah.
Joey Chestnut finally overtook him.
Joey put him in early retirement.
Oh, well, that tends to happen in the eating game. True, but we were talking about, like, I watch swimming and I watch all that. So we all watch all that stuff during the Olympics. I think we were going for the random.
The yearly, not every 4.
The Monaco Formula One race right now, leading the way over the Kentucky.
I think the Monaco part of that.
But again, I took out attend. I just said like to watch. Because I'm with you on attend. Attend is a totally different form of what we're talking about.
100%.
I think you made a lot of good points about Tour de France is something you would never watch, but now if you're offering a chance to attend the Tour de France to go for 2 days,
Yeah, I'll take it. Did people even watch it when Lance Armstrong was in it?
No, I mean, honestly, the only way I've ever watched the Tour de France is like the updates in the morning.
Yeah. I don't even know when it happens.
It's basically June and July, I think. Or July and August.
Do they have the same seasons as us? That might be a dumb question.
Yeah, I think they're on the same. Well, I think they're further north. I mean, I think.
But does
you never really realize how, like, South Carolina, I think, aligns more with Spain, I think. I think is on the same. Is latitude the parallel? $7:22 on a Friday morning, May the 6th. Coming up in a little less than an hour, Chris Deering will join us for the Corley Pools High School highlights of the week. 8:30, Ronnie Alexander from Reggaetronic, the Lake Murray music concert that you will definitely want to hear about. We will give away some tickets to that, or Ronnie will, and we will certainly hook you up for that and help you get out there. June the 4th is when that event will take place. A lot of fun taking place out on Lake Murray. So if you want to win a pair of tickets this morning to Reggaetronic, the Lake Murray Music Festival that takes place actually not too far from my house, Patrick, is not too far from where I'm at. It's a pretty cool event. That'll be on June 4th. So all that will occur in the 8 a.m. hour. Until then, we're kind of getting you ready here for a weekend of kind of random sporting events. You do have South Carolina and Texas A&M in college baseball. We've talked a little bit about that. You also do have some lacrosse. We got hit up. Jess hit us on the text line earlier this morning, very early this morning, and said, "Morning, guys. Got Darlington this weekend, and mark this down. My guy Kyle Busch will get another victory at the Lady in Black. Also, morning, Patrick. Looks like we've got only one good lacrosse game tomorrow at 12, Duke and Notre Dame. Thank you, guys. Jess.
That's just not true.
There's more?
Maryland's playing for the Big Ten championship at 8 p.m. Maryland Rutgers. Maryland having one of the most dominant regular seasons in the history of this sport. And I really like how my Saturday's lining up right now because the Kentucky Derby, as you said, what time, Bill?
Post time is listed at 6:57.
Okay. So we got that and that. So I guess that'll end at 7:30, right? I mean, I
think it ends at 7.
No, like post is when they start parading out, right? And that
Uh-huh.
always takes a long time, doesn't
This
it?
is exactly why the poll question is, what is the one random sporting event you would like to watch, keyword watch, but have no clue of the sport or event? Kentucky Derby, Monaco Formula One race, Indy 500, or hot dog eating contest. Because Patrick and I have really in the last probably 10 years grown to love the Kentucky Derby. I cannot tell you like when we say post time, we're not going to sit here and try and be professional and break down horse racing to the extent that we know what exactly all this stuff is.
I think that whatever time they're going to advertise is the time that they know that everyone's going to pop it on. So that's when they're going to do like the walking all the horses down and they'll play the trumpet and all that stuff.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that the race is not actually, they're not going to start running at 6:57.
No.
I think if you turn your TV on at 6:57, you'll be okay.
Okay.
Is Louisville an hour behind us? It is, right?
Yeah, they're central.
So yeah, I think you'll be safe. So that lines up nice because that'll end, and then I'll throw on the Maryland game. But the Caps play at 1 p.m. So watch Caps, eat jambalaya like in between intermissions. Watch the Kentucky Derby. Watch Maryland. It's pretty nice.
Bill's just jealous. He wants to wear, he wants to go pick out a really pretty hat. I suspect.
No, I think for this, it's the bow tie. The women wear that. If I go to the Kentucky Derby, I gotta have the
You have to have a snappy bow tie.
snappy bow tie. Yeah.
Yep,
We had
absolutely.
the double. Was it last year? 2 years ago, we had the double Derby. Right? There was like 2 derbies within a couple months of each other because the one got delayed for COVID.
Possibly.
Yeah. Pretty sure there was one in September.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Because my girlfriend's parents are both from Louisville, so they love the Derby. So she made Derby pie, which is like chocolate pie with was it almond? Not almonds. What's the cashew? No, I don't even know. But there was some sort of nut in it, and then the hot browns. You ever had a hot brown, Jen? That's a Midwest thing. That's a Louisville thing, though.
It's what is it? It's like turkey with brown gravy or something. isn't
Yeah,
it?
like an open faced turkey sandwich with gravy and some sort of sauce.
Yeah, it's more of a brown sauce, though, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause I printed that out one time and thought that it could be fun, to try to make.
It is really good. It's created the Brown Hotel. Shoot, I don't even know how to
On
say
your
these.
pie, I think you're talking walnuts.
Walnuts, that's what it was. Yes. Oh, Mornay sauce. That's what it is. I don't really know what a Mornay sauce is, but they're very good.
Okay. All right.
So that was like the big derby deal. The hot browns, the mint juleps, which are gross, and then and then the derby pie. The derby pie is really good.
Patrick continues his crusade against mint juleps.
They're not good.
Nobody's saying they are. They're a one-time-a-year drink. They're a one-time-a-year drink. When we come back, we will give you some odds. Jen, we will make a prediction if you are ready. Patrick has got to make. He has got the first pick in our. So we've already done our NASCAR. Here's how we're doing it for the Wheel of Agony. The Wheel of Agony. It's in the producer's studio back there with Jen. We've come to a couple conclusions on how we want to do this. I think you guys are right. It's an evolving Wheel of Agony. Maybe we'll have 3 winners' choice, 2 losers' choice, and one sliver. That would be 6, and then we just have to come up with 6 punishments. One sliver that it is a get out of jail free card if you can land on that.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, one get out of or one. You lucked up.
Are we writing these like in marker? Or how are they going on there? Are you slipping a piece of paper in?
Yeah, or I was just gonna like type them out and print them,
Okay.
and then
Because it
stick
would
'em
be
on.
nice to have kind of a rotating variety of punishments too.
Yeah,
If,
so
if we
it'd be
come
easy,
up
we'll
with a
just
great
type 'em
idea,
on.
we can pop one out.
Oh, yeah.
and throw a new one in. Okay.
Oh yeah, we can certainly do that. That's no problem at all.
I
So
also like the idea of things that I know that Bill will absolutely despise, but that I wouldn't hate. And if Bill loses, just kind of slipping those in there.
it's all part of it, Patrick. I might reinstitute the stand up for a whole show. Punishment and in hopes that we land on that one for you. 803-404-6100. When we come back, we will get into some Kentucky Derby picks. There's a horse in this race that trained just down the road from us in St. Matthews. I'll tell you about that horse. You're listening to the early game on 107.5 The Game. Riding a horse, I'm assuming I've done that like once in my life, twice maybe, where I've had to get on a horse. But I'm assuming that you still do not want to be experiencing joint pain when you go to do that. So if you're thinking of riding a horse anytime soon, you may want to get in touch with QC Kinetics. That's right, the nation's leader in natural biologic treatments, helping you with any joint pain that you currently have been experiencing. If you got problems with your shoulders, your elbows, your knees, your ankles, now is the time to call QC Kinetics and get a free consultation. 803-281-6860. Again, that's 803-281-6860. Powerful, effective joint pain treatments with natural biologics are here. 803-281-6860. Call them today for that free consultation. The best part, you can get lasting joint pain relief with no drugs, no steroids, no downtime, and no surgery. You can get back to living the life you want to live. That includes riding a horse. You will do it without feeling any joint pain. That sounds like a pretty good payoff right there. Call QC Kinetics today. 803-281-6860. Take action now. Don't wait around. Don't let these joint pains, the problems with your back, your arms, your shoulders, whatever it may be, keep affecting you. Call QC Kinetics. 803-281-6860. Again, that's 803-281-6860. That's QC Kinetics.
The Mets came back from 7-1, down 7-1 in the 9th inning. Yeah, but you're recording something.
7:34 on a Friday morning, May the 6th. We have kind of bounced around and had a fun Friday morning show. I think it's the Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I went butter pecan this morning, threw a bit of a curveball in there.
They don't have hazelnut anymore, apparently.
Oh, no.
I was a hazelnut guy.
Okay. Yeah, I contribute the change in coffee this morning to the zaniness of the show. We have talked a lot of random sports. We have talked South Carolina and Texas A&M. Baseball this weekend a little bit. We'll see how the Gamecocks do. We've talked a little bit about Debo Samuel as well.
Well, I wanted to bring up the hypocrisy of baseball because the Mets did come back from 7-1 yesterday. I was going to bring it up during the break, but they came back from 7-1. And I remember earlier this year, the Nats, I think, stole a base when they were up 7-1 in the 9th inning, and it started a fight because the Giants called them out for violating the unwritten rules of baseball. You don't steal bases when you're up big late. And it was 857 consecutive games. I just saw SportsCenter throw up the stat that a team leading 7-1 in the 9th inning, or leading by 6 runs or more in the 9th inning, it's been 857 games since the team has lost. But the fact that you can get thrown at for stealing a base or pimping a home run when you're up 6 runs. But then last night we had a team actually come back and win it. So just wanted to quickly point out how stupid the unwritten rules of baseball are.
It's actually a good point. It's not something that I had on the list of things to talk about this morning. We were dealing more in the.
I just forgot about it. I saw last night a notification popped up that somebody won because they got 60-1 odds in the 9th inning. The live money line for the Mets.
Okay, so $10 winning you 600 on that one. That's a solid little payout right there. No, that's actually an interesting point, and one that if I had not already spent a lot of time just dealing in the random sporting events of the morning, where we've talked Kentucky Derby. We have a poll question up. You can go to my Twitter account at Will WIL Gunter GUNTER. What is the one random sporting event you would like to watch but have no clue of the sport or event? Kentucky Derby, the Monaco Formula One race, the Indy 500, or a hot dog eating contest, the July 4th hot dog eating contest. Right now, the Monaco Formula One race leading the way with 45% of the vote there in that. Kentucky Derby second with 37% of the vote. Hot dog eating contest at 10% and Indy 500 at 7%. So
no love for Coney Island, huh?
Yeah, the hot dog eating contest is just. I think it's
quick.
It's quick and it's gross. Like there's an element of you got to be able to. I mean, it's gross. It's just like, but that's the point of it. The Formula One race.
Should we incorporate a hot dog eating contest this show? Or hot dog? Why did hot dog eating?
We got a lot of free time in July.
Yeah.
Should have any. We should.
July 4th will be here. It's 2 months away. It's less than 2 months away now. Well, let me know. I will have to prepare accordingly for
Don't
that.
eat dinner the night before the donut contest.
I think you have to eat dinner. There's an element to an eating contest where you can't just like starve yourself, right?
Yeah, no, because there's like some stretching and
I think
there's prep.
I've heard Joey Chestnut talking about it. I think you have to actually like prepare the stomach beforehand, but then like don't eat that day before. Like once your stomach has expanded to the certain point, I think then you starve yourself. I don't know. He does like actual like mouth exercises too.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing that either.
No.
We may just have an eating contest.
I like the donut challenge though. How many donuts could you realistically eat with adrenaline, with a winning attitude?
Well, it goes back to training, and like I'm currently
No training. You just come in here.
No, that's what I'm saying. It goes back to training because if you're trying to, you said with a winning attitude, like honestly, 2. And the reason being is because I'm trying to train myself the other way. It's lake season. I like to be able to go out and nobody throw a harpoon at me.
The sugar rush.
Got to go for a long run afterwards.
Or
Or throw up. That's what don't most of these guys throw up after the hot dog eating contest?
I don't know, but I know that
So it's 7:39. If you're enjoying your breakfast right now, you can thank Patrick Perrette for that.
If you can't eat breakfast, just hearing the words "throw up" that's a you problem.
Well, but to go back to your point, like on us doing a eating contest, like
there probably are a lot of people actually rolling out of bed this morning throwing up because of tequila last night.
Yesterday was probably a rough day. 803-404-6100 coming up in about 20 minutes. We'll catch up with Chris Deering for the Corley Pools High School highlights of the week. Coming up in about an hour, we'll catch up with Ronnie Alexander from Reggaetronic, the Lake Murray Music Festival that will be taking place on June the 4th, where you can, if you're listening you'll be able to win a pair of tickets. All proceeds are to benefit the Shriners Children's Hospital here, and great event taking place that we will talk about with Ronnie Alexander at 8:30 this morning. Coming up next, though, I want to get back into the Debo Samuel stuff, Patrick. Did the 49ers win this? Is Debo going to get paid, and did he win this? I'll get Patrick's take on Debo Samuel and the 49ers. You're listening to the early game on 107.5 The Game.
I have a electric griddle. Could we plug it in and somebody has to make breakfast for everybody? Yeah. I kind of like that. Well, could we set it? Could we put like a little table in the corner here and just make it over there in the corner? But he won't be here. We do it 6 a.m. I do, because it was nice when we made breakfast outside.
Although I say we just go back to, if we have a day, we should go back to doing it outside. Of course, I don't know if there's an outlet out there, but just be outside doing it.
What did you have? You had a grill. Was it charcoal?
I could bring that back, set you up outside. I'd be right here. Just give you a timer to be out there.
Getting active outside, I do like.
Yeah. We're watching who, Patrick? Lando Norris, a very baby-faced 22-year-old who drives for McLaurin. Whatever, yeah. Oh. McLaurin? Perry McLaurin?
It's a car brand.
This is exactly what we're talking about with, like, not paying attention to sports. Or
How many F1 teams could you name?
None.
Yeah, you could. They're all car manufacturers.
So, well, okay, so
Or the majority of them are
actually,
manufacturers.
I guess based on that one documentary I watched about the drug smuggler who got into, I think he got into IndyCar though, because he raced in the Indy 500.
The most dominant team of the last decade. They've won like 8 of the last 10 championships. Lewis Hamilton, you know that name, right?
No, but
he's the richest athlete in the world.
There is a car brand. I want to say Porsche, but I don't think that was it.
Porsche's not in Formula One. They're trying to get it. They're trying to get Porsche involved.
There was a car brand that was actually, like you said. Give me time. I'm going to think about this one. What is that? It's a good documentary, though, about the guy who was smuggling all the drugs in to pay for it. Like, wasn't doing anything bad with it. Wasn't like just smuggling drugs in on boats.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Need for Speed is the name of it. What a show. On air, off air. Patrick's over here quizzing me. Point of the show so far today has been random sporting events.
It's summertime.
Well, it's not. Yeah, we're getting there. I actually texted somebody that yesterday that it's summertime because I finally got out on the lake last night. But the point of this show has been more centered around because this weekend, we've got we got the Goodyear 400 down in Darlington. Jen and Patrick will be down there. Jen, you've got to be pleased. I've never seen Patrick this fired up to be outside.
All right.
Like, he has to be outside, although he's taking a TV. And I
No,
still love
I will not be in the sun though.
You'll be inside. But see, and
No, we have
I
a canopy. We have a canopy.
well now I want to know, do you have the little kiddie pool? Because
No,
there are
we don't
people
have
who have
that.
that, and then they'll, sit in like a lawn chair, have their feet in the water.
We have some apparently nice lounge chairs. My sister's fiance apparently has a bunch of nice lounge chairs, but we're setting up our Redskins canopy, and
Mhm.
we'll have the RV. Apparently, it might rain on Saturday. I didn't
No, I
actually
think it's
check.
called. I think it's supposed to be nice today.
My dad said there was a chance of potential
Well,
drizzles.
okay.
Maybe that was today. Maybe that was today.
Yeah,
No,
this
there's
afternoon could be.
It looks like a line of storms moving in this afternoon. The show today has been centered around kind of, look, this
There
weekend.
is a chance of rain tomorrow.
Okay.
Is there a little bit?
But the point being is this weekend is a party in Darlington, and it's a great event. I'm to be dead honest, I'm a little jealous of you two right now, and I'm a little disappointed that this was not brought to my attention that both of you are going, and I'm being left behind earlier. It wasn't until
That's right, Patrick, how many things that he's gone to have we been invited to?
It wasn't until yesterday I learned when Jen was like, "Oh, I'll be in the infield." Patrick, where do you want to hang out? And Patrick's like, "Oh, I'm taking the TV." The visual image of Patrick, by the way, carrying a flat screen TV under the right arm and the cooler in the left arm, and a backpack
beautiful.
showing up
It's
is one of
beautiful.
my favorite mental images I've ever had. Like just wandering through
At 6 a.m.
yeah,
outside outside the racetrack.
I've done a lot of tailgating in my life, but that is the mental image of that is just awesome. But yeah, so we've talked a lot of random sporting events this morning. Real quick, let me tell you, I do want to get to a actual sporting event, the Debo Samuel story with Patrick here. But let me tell you about Zero Res. It's Mother's Day this weekend. Hopefully you're aware of that. You need to get mom what she's been begging for all these years, a clean home. And the good news is you can actually do it without you having to do the cleaning. Call Zero Res today, 803-262-4020. Have Zero Res come in. That patented ZR water technology. It keeps my home looking beautiful, despite the fact the two kids are in constant effort to keep it looking awful. Zero Res is taking care of my rugs, my tile, my upholstery. They keep it looking insanely clean. Call Zero Res today, 803-262-4020. You can get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $119. And when you mention me, Bill Gunner at 1075 The Game, you'll get a hallway cleaned for free. You can book online, zerorescolumbia.com. Again, you can give them a phone call, 803-262-4020 is how you can do that. Again, schedule today. Get mom what she's been wanting, a clean home, and let the professionals at Zero Res do it. 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $119. And when you mention me, Bill Gunner at 1075 The Game, you'll get a hallway clean for free. You can book online, zerorescolumbia.com. You can give them a call, 803-262-4020. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean. Debo Samuel, Patrick, not getting his way, but maybe getting his money. How do you break this situation down here?
I think the 49ers won. I just think he has to suck it up and play for them this year. And I think the way that Debo Samuel can win is by signing whatever deal they put in front of him. If it's a good deal, if it's 5 years, $100 million, you sign that deal, you take that deal. You deserve that. AJ Brown got 4 years, $100 million. Debo probably wants that. Sorry, AJ Brown's better than you. AJ Brown's been more productive as like a pure receiver, which is more translatable, and he has been more healthy. So if Debo Samuel signed a 5-year, $100 million deal, I would say Debo wins for surrendering and signing the deal they should have signed in the first place, being on a team that puts him with a coach that puts him in the best position to be successful. And for the 49ers, they would win because they keep their Swiss Army knife who does things that no one else really in the NFL can do. So if that happens, this is a win-win. They can put it behind us and they can both say, hey, Kyle Shanahan, Debo can hug, and Kyle Shanahan can say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't listen to you and play you in the positions that you wanted to be played. And Debo can say, I'm sorry for ever considering leaving you. We're a match made in heaven, and they can kiss and make up. But if this results in Debo just playing this year for his $4 million or whatever it is, and then getting franchise tagged and then going to hit the open market, then he's going to miss out on a lot of money. So if he wants to make the most money he possibly can, I really do think it's probably going to be in San Francisco.
Do you think it doesn't feel like Debo is thinking legacy here too? Because the way he's being utilized by the 49ers, while a detriment to maybe long-term health, and or I should say long-term durability in the NFL, he goes down as one of the most. He could go down now that they've kind of figured out a system for him as one of the most prolific offensive players in the
Oh,
NFL.
yeah.
Like if they use him, if Trey Lance is any good and can be any threat to a defense and throw the football, and you start opening up the field for Debo Samuel, not just in the pass game but in the run game as well, his legacy could really be could be something special with the 49ers based on how they use him.
And I think Trey Lance could make it safer, for lack of a better word, for him to run the football too. Because if you have a running back, a Debo Samuel, and a Trey Lance who can all run the football and are all threats, and you have play action to one side with a running back going one way, Debo running a jet sweep the other way, then Trey Lance also has the opportunity to pull it. Like, you can't key in on any one of those guys. You have to have defenders back at every spot, and that would potentially give Debo opportunities for just one-on-ones on the outside, and all he's got to do is outrun a defensive end on the outside or make a defensive back miss one time. It just that having more threats as runners helps a lot, because Jimmy G was obviously not that. He's one of the least mobile quarterbacks in all of football. So I just think Kyle Shanahan, that's why he wanted him, because he's a run game guru. That's what he does best, is scheme up the run game. And I don't know all the details of it, but I just having another guy who's a threat to take it to the house with the ball in his hands in Trey Lance can only mean good things for the 49ers. Now, Trey Lance might suck, and that's why Jimmy Garoppolo is still on the team, but it's still like that has to be the future. If Trey Lance is not the future, then all of these people in the front office, John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, they're probably going to be unemployed unless Jimmy G wins them a Super Bowl this year. Then I don't even know what happens. But they went all in on Trey Lance by trading all those picks for him to get up to number 3 and draft him. So he better pan out.
Tom Brady, 2023 in San Francisco. Yeah,
and then just never play Trey Lance and
give Trey Lance
trade a million first-round picks, and then eventually just release him.
Trey Lance for 1 year, and then Tom Brady after that. Interesting with Debo, and again, it looks like everything will work out. Now, I think the next part is, what is the contract like? If the 49ers won this and they're keeping him, can they take a few million off of that contract, or do you say, all right, we're in good place with you. You understand us. We understand you. You're right. 5 years, 100 million with, let's say, 70 million guaranteed, and let's go from here. And that would,
I just feel like there's always ways to make the money work. Like every team that's,
well, the Packers are trying to do that right now. I guess they did trade Devontae Adams, but the ridiculous deals, clearly the money is going to work.
The Saints were $70 million over the cap to start this offseason, and now they're good. Like, these teams figure out ways to make it work. Give Debo voidable years or whatever, like incentives, more guaranteed money. Just figure out a way to make it work. I feel like when you get in a room and just say, we're not leaving until we get a deal done that works for both of us, you can make it happen.
What will be interesting, and I think this plays into Debo. Debo is born January 15th, 1996. He'll be 27 at the end of next year. And I don't know if he's going to get a new contract between now and January 15th of next year, which means he'll be 27 in his contract year. Unless they franchise, they can tag him, which I don't think they'll do. It feels like each side has pushed each other to a limit, and that they're trying to kind of walk this thing back and be like, hey, all right, we'll make everything work. But with that being said, Patrick, 27 years of age, this really is there's not going to be a second big time contract for him, regardless of what happens, right? Like if he's 27, unless he gets like a 3-year deal for 60 million with 40 million guaranteed, this will be the contract that gives Debo the technical life-changing, family-changing money.
Yeah, that's why I think it's in his best interest to sign it right now. Maybe he can sign a 3-year deal. Like if he's 27 at the end of next year, so sign a 3-year deal that puts you back on the open market before you're 30. Okay, 3-year deal for 60 million, 40 million guaranteed, whatever it is. Like I would do that in a heartbeat if I was Debo. The 5-year deal is probably what he wants, but that puts him at, you said 27, so that'll put him at 32 by the time it's done. That's probably going to be your last deal. Maybe you can go year to year at that point, but yeah, go ahead and get that deal done right now. Do not give him the opportunity to franchise tag you next year, and then next thing you know, you're 28, going into your age 29 season without a long-term deal. Like you're putting yourself in a bad situation if you try and play this game, and the 49ers kind of have a point to prove on behalf of the rest of the league. Every owner and general manager is hoping that the 49ers do not fold and don't give him what he wants, because they've been bent over by the agents and players, and now they feel like they need to always give the players what they want. Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, arguably the three best receivers in the NFL over the last 3 years, have all been traded because they weren't happy and wanted more money. If the 49ers kind of break that trend, then it's good for, I guess, the rest of the league, because it proves a point that you don't have to just give in to the players when they say, I want to be traded. This isn't the NBA. We don't work like that. This is the NFL.
We will see where all this stands next week with Debo Samuel, but certainly interesting. And it looks like he and the 49ers have come to terms that they will be together. Now it's a matter of coming to terms financially. Next hour, probably in about 6 minutes, we'll catch up with Chris Deering from the state newspaper, talk about the baseball and softball playoffs coming up at 8:30 this morning. We'll catch up with Ronnie Alexander, Reggaetronic, the Lake Murray Music Festival that will take place on June 4th at Spence Island on Lake Murray. We'll give away a pair of tickets to that, pair of VIP tickets to that. The event is accessible by boat only, and proceeds are to benefit the Shriners Children's Hospital. Also, next hour, I think we're all in agreement, right? We will spin the wheel of agony on Tuesday. Patrick's going to be out on Monday, so it will be a wheel spinning on Tuesday to determine the punishment. To determine the punishment for whomever loses. We've got our NASCAR drivers. We need to have our horses. Patrick will have the first pick. I'll have the second pick. Jen will have the third pick. I know the horse that I want.
Oh, okay.
I know the horse that I want.
Ladies last, especially on Memorial.
You got the first pick in the
weekend.
NASCAR. We've discussed this. You had the first pick in the NASCAR. It's a snake draft. We went 1, 2, 3 in NASCAR. Patrick got the third pick. He gets the first pick of the horses.
I'm just trying to make it sound more dramatic.
You did a fantastic job. So we'll pick the horses. The Wheel of Agony is almost set. There's so many things to do, and there's one more hour on a Friday, May the 6th edition of the early game. Bill Gunner, Patrick Pritt, and Jen Jensen. We'll be back.
Are they by far the worst team in baseball right now?
Yeah, they're 3-something. Like, they're really bad. Like, final hour of the Friday morning edition of the early game. We got a lot we have to get to here this hour. If you're one of the regulars of the early game, you know that we take the Wheel of Agony very seriously, and we've got to make some picks for that. We've got to get the wheel situated. We're gonna spin it on the loser. We'll have a big live streaming of the spinning. Jen, I think we could put the Wheel of Agony back here in this corner. Probably. Does that seem right, Patrick?
I like that spot.
Back here in the corner.
Yeah,
and
it can be seen.
click,
That's
click, click,
beautiful.
click, 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 click. So we will do that on Tuesday when Patrick
We'll have it all ready.
comes back. Yep, and the loser. So we will get to Chris Deering here in just seconds, and then we will catch up. We'll make our picks coming up in the next segment for the Kentucky Derby. We'll catch up with Ronnie Alexander of Reggae-tronic at 8:30 this morning, and then we'll wrap up the program. That is all this hour, so a lot to get to. But now let's get out to the Love Chevy phone lines for the Corley Pools High School Highlights of the Week, sponsored by Corley Pool Solutions. You can give them a phone call, 803-445-8109. Flat rate pricing, including all the chemicals or any problems you have with your pool and you want to keep it maintained, looking pretty, ready to jump in. Call Corley Pool Solutions today, 803-445-8109. Mr. Deering, welcome to the month of May. Do you have a Kentucky Derby pick for us? Is that an event that you get into?
Well, let's just be perfectly honest. There might be a Derby party in my future. I have no idea any horse that's in the race.
There you go.
So I have no pick this morning.
That's no problem. We totally understand why that is part of the poll question this morning of events that you have no clue about, but you will watch. And it sounds like the Kentucky Derby is one of those. Let's get to some high school baseball. Blythewood 5A is a team that you have talked a lot about lately. A good buddy of mine, former classmate at Lexington High School, Banks Faulkner. Blythewood now 27-1, Chris, and will face either Nations Ford or Hillcrest in the district championship this coming Monday. The Bengals rolling along. Talk a little bit about them.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about them all year, Bill, and they've not slowed down once the playoffs have hit. They won the first two games, and you set yourself up in these districts the way that baseball and softball does it. If you win your first two games in the district, you set yourself up in pretty good shape. So they'll be playing on Monday. They will be playing, like you said, the Hillcrest, or who'd you say, Hillcrest and
Nation Ford.
Nation Ford, okay. They will play in an elimination game on Saturday, so their pitching will be taxed a little bit more. Blythewood can sit back and rest, and they'll be ready to roll on Monday. They have to win once, and whoever comes to Blythewood will have to win twice to advance to the Upper State Championship Series. And again, this Blythewood team, they went out in the district last year, and that did not sit well with them. Talked to Banks Faulkner about that this year. They really want to get back and prove last year was a fluke. They were one of the favorites going in, and they got beat. And this team's got they got it all: pitching, hitting, senior guys. They got some young guys in the lineup. I mean, it's a well-rounded team. They've only lost once this year to Somerville, and I would be hard pressed to pick against Blythewood against anybody right now.
A few other games from last night: Chapin, Lexington, AC Flora, Brooklyn KC, Airport, and Gray Collegiate, all moving on to district championship games last night. Again, that's Chapin, Lexington, AC Flora, BC, Airport, and Gray Collegiate. Just kind of give us a little rundown of what you've got there from those teams and where we're kind of heading here with district championships on Monday night.
Well, yeah, some of those teams you named are not a surprise. Lexington, we thought would be in the same position. Chapin might be the biggest surprise. They finished fourth in that region, I'm pretty sure, third or fourth. So they've been on the road for the first two games, and they've gone on the road and won two games, and now they get to come home on Monday and like I say, wait out whoever plays tomorrow. And that's big for, a lower seeded team to get in that position. They would have their pitching good. These playoffs started on on Wednesday. So, no, sorry. They started on Tuesday. And so all those guys who stood our number one guys that night, they will be well rested. They can bring them back on Monday and be ready to roll. These guys that are playing tomorrow, they might have to throw that guy out there for a couple innings and see what they can do. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. Floor, they had a little bit of a struggle last night against Greenwood, but they're right where everybody, I think, expected them to be. Brooklyn Casey has not missed a beat. They really, since they went to that Blythewood tournament and played really well, I think they've got a lot of people's attention now. Gray Collegiate, it's just been baseball is really good this year in the Midlands, and I think, some of these teams going on the road and winning the playoffs has really proven that.
He's Chris Deering, joining us as he does each and every week for the Corley Pools High School Highlights of the Week. Corley Pool Solutions, now leak detection specialist. If you're losing an inch or two in your pool, you're not sure why, it's time to call Corley Pool Solutions, 803-445-8109. Get them out to your house. Make sure we get that leak fixed. And again, they offer flat rate pricing on pool maintenance, including all the chemicals, 803-445-8109. Softball side of things, Chris, Lexington going for another state championship. Good article up about them. Give us a little breakdown of what's going on the softball side of things.
They're one day behind baseball, so we're not in that position quite yet to see who's sort of the favorites. You got, two winners are playing in the district tonight, and then the two losers are playing in the elimination games. But yeah, I like that Lexington team. I think Chapin's another team to watch out for. They're actually going down to Berkeley tonight. I think they're really good. White Knoll, who finished third in that region with Lexington and Chapin, that's a very dangerous number 3 seed in the playoffs. So I think they have a good chance to win tonight. Softball, I think right now, if you look at the softball landscape in the Columbia area, it's got to be Lexington up top, and there's really a bunch of really good teams right after that, but Lexington's up top. Chapin beat them in the final game of the regular season. So I like that Chapin team. So I expect 5A, we might have Chapin, Lexington, and White Knoll all advance to the Final Four lower state, and that would be something else. You look at 4A, Lugoff Elgin won the championship last year. They got a pretty good chance to make it back again this year. Gray Collegiate's been really good. So that's from the top softball teams in the area, and we get a little bit clearer picture if they can get these games in tonight. I know there's some threatening weather. They can get the games in tonight. You have a little bit clearer picture of who's the favorites of winning these districts. But I like that Lexington team. They're really good. The 4 seniors I wrote about earlier this week, they actually played in that state championship game in 2019 when they won it all, and they all contributed. They were freshmen that year, and they're back, and they want to go out with a bang. So look, I'm looking forward for big things from that Lexington squad.
Let's give a little bit of love. I saw on your Twitter account that on Wednesday night you were out at Blythewood softball. I believe it's Jordan Atkinson, the head coach there, and they had a dominant 7-0 victory win over Nation Ford. So give a little love to the, I believe it's the Blythewood softball team who you got out and checked out on Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's right. I did go see Blythewood. That was the first time I'd seen them this year. They hit the long ball. Coach Atkinson said that was sort of came out of nowhere, but Lauren Hardy, the pitcher that they have, she's really good. She's only a junior. That's a young team at Blythewood. They only have, I think, 3 seniors, and one of them's in the starting lineup. So really a young team. Once they got the bats going the other night, they hit 3 2-run homers. Lauren Hardy, the pitcher, started it off with the first one, and then a couple innings later, they hit 2 more. So Blythewood's a dangerous team. They got a tough test if they can play tonight against Dorman. Dorman's one of the better teams in the upper state as well. So if Blythewood can win that one again, this is the key one. If you can win game 2 in a district play, you really set yourself up to be in good shape come elimination day. Somebody's got to come to your place and they got to beat you twice. Now, if you lose that first game, the momentum switches dugouts a little bit and goes to the other side. But if you win that first one, it's done. So the first 2 games in these districts, the way they set the playoffs up are really, really key. And not many teams go on the road and win 2 in that situation.
Again, he's Chris Deering joining us as he does each and every week for the Corley Pools High School highlights of the week. Before we let you go, your thoughts. We had Corey Helms on yesterday. He moves over from Gray Collegiate, where he was the offensive line coach, to take over the position at Cardinal Newman, a team that went 1-7 last year. But former Gamecock offensive lineman Corey Helms takes over, and the first move he makes, Patrick and Chris, he hires Perry Orth. He goes right to the Steve Spurrier protege, the visor-wearing Perry Orth. Your thoughts on Corey Helms taking over at Cardinal Newman?
Well, that's a good move for Corey. I believe he was the offensive line coach at Gray Collegiate. And, natural progression, you want to be a head coach someday. He does have a tough battle in getting that Cardinal Newman program turned around. Like you said, they only won 1 game a year ago. I didn't listen to you guys' interview yesterday, but yeah, he definitely has Perry Orth on board. There might be some more announcements coming down the line if y'all didn't talk about that yesterday. And I don't want to put it out there if it hasn't been made public yet. But he might have some other people tied to that Steve Spurrier era online that come aboard as well. So it'll be interesting if he can get those guys. And if he does, you guys think Cardinal Newman's going to be a major player going forward.
So Chris Deering had it first. Steven Garcia is going to be the quarterback coach. Marcus Lattimore is going to be the running backs coach.
I'm trying to think.
Not those guys. There will be a name. If from what I'm hearing is correct, I think there will be a big name announced in the near future.
Who can we think of that would be? I like the Garcia one. Who else do we have, Chris?
He's got links. He's got links to the offensive coordinator.
I'm trying to think of who he did announce, and I forget the name, and I apologize to Corey and his defense. He did announce who his defensive coordinator was. It just wasn't a name that I recognized or remember here as we sit here. But he did say who his defensive coordinator would be. But
it'll be on the offensive side of the ball.
Okay. All right. Well, I look forward to that. Big name.
Gotcha. Alshon Jeffrey.
Alshon Jeffrey is teaming with Sidney Rice.
Yeah.
So, Chris, we appreciate you joining us as you do each and every week. We look forward to catching up with you next week as we count down. It's crazy, man. Final month of the high school season, and then we get ready. Any camps real quick? I know last week you were gearing up for a football combine. Real quick, any football combines or camps this week?
The Palmetto series is in Summerville tomorrow. The one I went to last week in River Bluff, that was a great event. Stayed over there all day. Saw a lot of upcoming talent in the state of South Carolina. There'll be a bunch of guys on hand again tomorrow. And actually, I'm going to sit here today and roll out a bunch of stories from that combine last Saturday. So they'll be up on Prep Red Zone a little bit later today.
Look forward to it. You can check out that website, Prep Red Zone. Is it Prep Red Zone Network? I don't have it right in front of me. The actual website?
It's just prepredzone.com.
Prepredzone.com. You can click on the South Carolina link. And, of course, you can follow him, as always, on Twitter at CDeering82 is the way to do that. Have a great weekend, buddy. Enjoy some good high school baseball next week, and we look forward to catching up with you next Friday morning.
Sounds good. We should be able to talk some championship series pretty soon, so I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds great. Sounds great. And good luck and enjoy the weather this weekend. Don't forget Mother's Day. Whatever you do, Chris, Mother's Day, don't forget it.
Already on the calendar, Bill. Got it taken care of.
That boy. And take care of Lou Bijak as well. That guy over there is a problem. He's just running around roughshod on Twitter. Make sure you take care of him. So we'll catch up with you next week. Take care, Chris.
Have a good weekend.
You too. 803-404-6100. Big thank you to, again, Chris Deering for joining us, the Corley Pools High School highlights of the week. Make sure you contact Corley Pools for all of your pool maintenance needs. 803-445-8109. Flat rate pricing, including all the chemicals, 20 years of experience in the industry. Tracy Corley and his team are very familiar with how to take care of your pool. He comes to your house personally. He will make sure that pool is ready to be used, and you've got some great days to use it coming up. 803-445-8109. Thank you to Corley Pool Solutions for being the official sponsor of the Corley Pools High School Highlights of the Week. We'll be back. We'll make some Kentucky Derby picks, and we will figure out the Wheel of Agony. It's the early game on 107.5 The Game.
Nothing says Jurassic Park like limited edition cans of Barbasol.
But you know why that is with the Barbasol, right?
No.
You don't. But have you ever seen the first one?
Yeah.
So
what's the Barbasol link in the first
Wayne
one?
Knight steals the embryos, and he's got a Barbasol can that he uses, a fake Barbasol can or whatever to use. That's what they just showed the little clip.
Oh. Did you know that, or you saw the clip?
Well, it's actually been I've seen it teased for years. Barbasol.
And taking a peek at the traffic conditions out there this morning, Fairmont Drive at Leesburg Road. So we still have a report of a tie-up, Fairmont Drive at Leesburg Road, and an accident, Sandfield Road at Langford Road. Other than that, things moving along okay for your Friday morning. And your forecast, not looking too bad for the weekend. Chance for some potentially heavy storms and showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. 87 for our high today, 76 tomorrow. Under more clear skies, maybe just a chance for a sprinkle here or there. Right now, it's 71 at 107.5 The Game.
Yeah, I did. I remember that's where he's driving the thing down. He gets eaten by that one raptor or whatever. So you've got
Yeah, that's some dicey territory.
Big thank you to Chris Deering joining us as he does each and every week for the Corley Pools High School highlights of the week. We will catch up with him next week as we really get into the season of the championship. It is that time of year now as we really wrap up the high school season. It's been a lot of fun talking to Chris each and every week, and we're coming up on championship weekend for championship series, I should say, for baseball, softball, soccer still wrapping up, lacrosse wrapping up recently. So a lot there. 803-404-6100 is how you can weigh in this morning. We got a poll question out as we have spent a lot of time this morning talking about random sporting events. You got the Kentucky Derby this coming weekend. We haven't talked about it, but Patrick gets into this thing. He kind of mentioned it, the Miami Grand Prix, the F1 Grand Prix. And if you haven't seen it, the course looks, the course is really cool. Yeah. They actually built a small lake at one of the turns, and it's got some of the massive Miami yachts that you would imagine.
Miami is the perfect city for F1.
Mm-hmm.
It actually looks really cool. And you talk about it like we put Monaco down on the poll question, which right now I said, what is the one random sporting event you would like to watch but have no clue of the sport? Kentucky Derby has now taken the lead with 44% of the vote. Monaco Formula One race at 38%. You could have maybe put the Miami Grand Prix just because it's this weekend. And again, I saw what they did. They brought in these huge yachts. They dug out an area and kind of like, I think, cemented it in or did something on one corner of the racetrack. And then they're going to fill it in with water. So it's like you're on the lake. They've got a huge dock kind of area. It actually looks really, really cool. I don't know what you can really see from there other than the cars passing that one turn. I don't know how much of the rest of the racetrack you can see, but the racetrack itself actually looks cool. And 3:30 Sunday is when that'll be aired. I think it's on ABC, if I'm thinking correctly. I might actually have to tune into that for just a few minutes on Mother's Day to check it out.
What time's the Darlington race, Jen?
3:30.
3:30.
Yeah.
Same exact time. Okay.
So
Yep.
we'll have
it's a 2 TV kind of day.
it's you guys will be there. Pat,
It's
go
one
over
TV kind of day because I'll be watching it live.
It's a good year 400. All right, so we've got the Wheel of Agony, which finally we've got most of it set up. We'll have it officially up and ready. We will have it officially set up and ready on Tuesday, and the loser will spin it. Here's what we're doing. We've picked our NASCAR drivers. Jen and I are sticking with our original NASCAR drivers from our selections with Kerry Tharp yesterday. So Jen has Ross Chastain. I have Martin Truex Jr. Patrick has taken Denny Hamlin, which I feel is going to be poetic justice for me when I get beat by Denny Hamlin. We need to pick.
I don't like that you're making Denny Hamlin yours.
He's mine. There's some history between Mr. Hamlin and I, and it's good history.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'll allow you to take him. It's no problem. By the way, do we ever get a pick from Reggie?
Not for today. I sent him the.
Of course.
Let me look.
Why would Reggie make a selection in a timely manner? That explains why he's got 43 to 33. So what we're going to do now is pick horses. We're going to pick horses this week. The Kentucky Derby tomorrow. Thank you to many of you who have weighed in. Post time is the actual race time, not the post parade. So 6:57 tomorrow Eastern time, the race will take place. The Jen, I don't know how much you've been able to really look, but to give you
a little bit.
Okay, to give you the odds, yep. Zandon, Epicenter, Messier, Mo Donegal, White Abareo. Why can't we just have a regular horse names? My pronunciation of things is so bad to begin with. Abareo. Okay. All right. So those are your top five. So really, we're going to probably take out of that group because let's be honest, none of us here really know what the heck we're doing. Patrick, you're up first.
I thought this was the odds-on favorite, but it's not, and I'm just going to take it anyway. I'm taking Epicenter. He is a trainer. Steve Asmussen is the leading all-time trainer of winners in North America, but has never won a Kentucky Derby. Epicenter is going to be his winner. He won the Gun Runner, who's a $260,000 purchase, and I really don't know anything else. I'm looking at a picture of him. He's nice, beautiful brown horse, and I don't even know who his jockey is. Joel Rosario.
Okay,
Joel Rosario.
Kentucky Joe on the text line earlier sent us a great link. It's to Kentucky Sports Radio. They have a complete breakdown of all the horses, why they can win, why they will lose. Epicenter says, on paper, this is the best horse in the field.
It's because he hasn't run since March 26th.
Part of it, yep.
Not worried.
So I'm going to go with a local horse. Give me Zandon, who has now moved to the front of the pick, or he's the 3-1 favorite, trained down in St. Matthews. I think I'm going to look. I could basically throw darts at a wall here and have as good a selection, but I'm going to go Zandon to win this race, and I have zero clue why. Just give me that horse. So I've got them. Jen, who you going with?
I also know absolutely nothing other than I'm going to say, just from a little bit of reading about some of his running style and his stamina, Messier.
Sure, why not? Seems like a fair pick.
I swear Tiz the Bomb has been in races before. Why do I recognize that name?
I have zero clue why you would recognize that name. Absolutely zero clue. Can't tell you. We will get back to this coming up to wrap up the show. We'll tell you how we're going to do the points breakdown. Next up, though, Ronnie Alexander will join us. We're going to give some tickets away to Reggaetronic, the Lake Murray Music Festival taking place on June 4th at Spence Island. All the proceeds are to benefit the Shriners Children's Hospital. So you can check out their website, reggaetronicsc.com. But up next, Ronnie Alexander joins us on the program to talk a little bit about this great music festival, and we will wrap up the program after that with more Kentucky Derby thoughts and our picks, as well as Goodyear 400 picks. We got a lot going on here in the final 30 minutes of the program. You're listening to the early game on 107.5 The Game. The heat is here. I went out on the boat yesterday. I am now well aware summer has officially arrived, and I hope your air conditioning unit is ready to handle that. If not, it's time to call AAA Heating and Air. Get them out to your house today. Don't wait any longer. 803-677-1500. You need to tell them Bill Gunner sent you. Definitely need to do it now. Don't wait any longer. If you've got a problem, if you need a new heating and air unit, AAA Heating and Air will make sure you're taken care of. They guarantee financing regardless of credit. They guarantee financing for all their customers. So you can make sure that you are taken care of if you need a new heating and air unit. If you just need a repair, AAA Heating and Air's transparent repair prices will make you feel comfortable with what they are doing and the price you will be given. So don't wait any longer. Call AAA Heating and Air today, 803-677-1500. Guaranteed financing, a 15-year parts and labor warranty that's transferable, and transparent repair pricing makes AAA Heating and Air the number one heating and air company in this community. And I'm telling you what, they'll treat you like a family member and make sure that heating and air unit is working properly. 803-677-1500. Call AAA Heating and Air today. Tell them Bill Gunner sent you.
And we do still have a few accidents out there that are being worked. Kennerly Road at Freshly Mill Road, there is an accident there. Also, Sandfield Road at Langford Road and Clemson Road at Longtown Road, an accident there. Weather-wise, could see some rain and storms rolling in later this afternoon, some potentially heavy. Our high today of 87, then it cools down for the weekend. 76 tomorrow, 73 on Sunday. Right now, it's 70 at 107.5 The Game.
I don't know if Bill answered this, but Medina Spirit. Simple enough. $8:34 on a what should be an interesting Friday. It's going to be a little stormy this afternoon, so be safe out there. We've talked a lot about the Kentucky Derby, talked a lot about the Goodyear 400 down in Darlington this weekend, and now we are joined by Ronnie Alexander to talk a little bit about a great event June 4th on Lake Murray, Jim Spence Island. It's Reggaetronic since 2011. Reggaetronic has been a staple to the summer season for thousands, including myself. I go out there and usually listen to the great bands that Ronnie gets. Ronnie, welcome in this morning. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Look forward to it, man. And I understand that it's a busy time right now as you try to put all of this together. Tell everybody a little bit about Reggaetronic, something that is very near and dear to your heart, and how it helps the community, but also what the event is.
Yep. So we it is a benefit for the Shriners Children's Hospital, and it's just a fun day in the sun. We have 4 bands, 2 DJs, over 3,000 boats, and music you can hear from Spence Island all the way past the dam. So it's something to do on Lake Murray, and we have over 28 different states come down with boats, and it is quite a spectacle to see on the water.
Now, you've got 2 passes. Explain what we're about to give away here. What do people get here when they call in here in just a few minutes?
That's right. So you got to have a boat or a friend with a boat. You'll have front row parking, the best seat in the house, or I guess the best view in the house. And depending on the size of the boat, 10 seats, 12 seats. We've had boats that have 18 seats. So you and your friends can come out and enjoy the show. Maybe catch some Monster Energy out there. They're one of our big sponsors, and get to see the big Tidewater boat out front.
So right now we are giving away VIP passes to Reggaetronic June 4th out at Jim Spence Island. I tell you what, Ronnie, not that I need to promote this, but it's not too far from my house. They might even be able to swing by and see me out on the dock fishing 11:15 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. So right now, 803-404-6100. If you want 2 passes to Reggaetronic, give us a call right now. Jen is waiting. We'll take caller number 3, Jen. We'll just stick with the number 3 this morning. 803-404-6100. If you want 2 passes, 2 VIP passes to Reggaetronic, give us a call now. Jen is waiting patiently, and we'll take caller number 3, and we'll get you the information on how to get in touch with Ronnie. How did this come about, Ronnie? You've done a great job with this. You and I are good friends, and this is something, though, that again, is very important to you. And again, as you mentioned, it benefits a great cause in the Shriners Hospital.
That's right. So we love live music, and everyone loves being on the lake, listening to music. So it started off as a little house party, and next thing you know, it just got bigger and bigger. And I was flying back from Vegas one day on a Sunday night, and Monster got wind of it and said, "Hey, how can we be a part of this?" And so they helped take it to another level. Started getting funded. It's all sponsor driven. So now it's, we truck in barges, we crane them in, and really build a stage as big as South Carolina has seen out in the middle of the water. The spectacle to see it actually getting built is just as nice as the show. It's pretty unique. So a lot of different eyes on it. Like I said, promotes tourism in the community, and just glad to do well for the Shriners Children's Hospital.
Ronnie Alexander joining us. You can visit the website, reggaetronicsc.com, to check out this great event, June 4th, 11:15 to about 6 o'clock. Reggae, funk, rock, electric music. Just an absolute great time. And as you mentioned, if you want to just come out and hang out, now we just gave away 2 VIP tickets. I just saw we have a winner up there that Jen is talking to. So somebody is going to get a great experience on June 4th. But if you want to come out and just hang out, Ronnie, it's free. It's free to the public if you want to park your boat kind of out and about and just listen to the music and enjoy a day in the sun.
That's right. It's free to the public. Anyone can come with a boat, or like I said, friends with boats. Maybe offer some gas money. It's pretty high nowadays, so I'm sure they'd appreciate that. Yeah, it is free to the public.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the artists that you've got coming in. You mentioned 4 artists, 2 DJs. Give us a little breakdown of who you've got coming in here that people will get to hear on June 4th.
That's right. We have DJ Henry Fong, Sun-Dried Vibes, Signal Fire out of North Carolina, and a local talent, Lefty at the Washout, my buddy Charles Wilkie and the guys.
Heard Lefty at the Washout a couple times. They are absolutely fantastic. Do you have a schedule for whenever he's playing just yet?
We will be announcing today at 2 o'clock, so stay tuned to our social media channels, and all that information will be released today.
And again, you can go to the website, reggaetronicsc.com is how you can be a part of this. You can check out their website. You can go out. There's a map there, and again, information. And let's just kind of go back and talk about this festival. With inspiration, obviously, Lake Murray is a large part of the Columbia community. How did, again, you mentioned you'd seen this, but again, going back to 2011, how did this kind of come to you to be able to put on an event of this size and this nature, and how you've seen it grow, especially with Monster joining the party?
Yeah, we actually started with a DJ on top of a double-decker boat, and now we have over 300,000 pounds of barges, and the stage got, let's say, bigger. And, with support Capital City Lake Murray Tourism and LakeMurray.com, a lot of tourism, and people behind our backs 100% pushing us and supporting it, just got bigger and bigger. And it's the one thing where Carolina and Clemson fans can get together and have fun together one day.
We do have a text message in that I will read to you. It's an anonymous texter. It's a first-time texter. I have their phone number, but I'm not going to give that out. And it says, FYI, Ronnie is a huge Clemson tater, but we still love him. And Reggaetronic is an epic event every summer. You are a bit of a Clemson fan, and that's all right. We still enjoy you because of the hard work you're doing for the community. But quickly, your thoughts on the Clemson's quarterback battle, DJU and Cade Klubnik. Obviously, Patrick and I have talked a little bit about that as it pertains to Ryan Tannehill saying he will not mentor Malik Willis with the Tennessee Titans. But your thoughts on Clemson this coming season?
Yeah, I think Dabo should pull the trigger pretty quick with Cade. I mean, I think he's got the more talent. I think DJ's headspace is a little off right now, so I don't know if he's going to be able to get that back, and hopefully it's not going to be too late before Dabo realizes that and makes the change. But I'm sure they'll both get playing time right away.
Again, he's Ronnie Alexander joining us here for about another minute or two. Back to Reggaetronic real quick. This event does help a lot of charities. We mentioned the Children's Shriners Hospital here in South Carolina. If people wanted to donate, they can't make it. They got something going on June 4th, but they want to help. They want to donate a little bit of money to a charity. Is there a way that people can contact you or your team to be able to make a small donation that can maybe go to one of these great charities that Reggaetronic is able to benefit?
Yep. So on our website, we have a donation ticket. Basically, all those funds go to the Shriners Children's Hospital as well. We also have a Venmo at Reggaetronic SC. All those funds will go to them as well.
And again, we did just give away 2 VIP front row parking passes. You can go and purchase those. You go to reggaetronicsc.com. And once again, Ronnie, tell everybody if they go and purchase one of these tickets, what that entails for that particular day.
Yep. So we ask that you are docked, anchored in by 11 o'clock, and that you don't leave until 3 o'clock. It will mess up our lines. We do have safety fire lines out there where the lanes are clear for any emergency vehicles that need to come through. And just, boat responsibly and have fun. Enjoy the show.
We look forward to it. We're going to have you in studio here before the event happens to make sure we promote it a little bit more and talk about it. Thank you for joining us this weekend, and I look forward to seeing you, what I'm sure will be in the next either few hours or sometime this weekend, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Take care. Ronnie Alexander does a fantastic job. If you haven't ever checked it out, make sure you do. Reggaetronic. It is the Lake Murray Music Festival, June 4th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Jen, did we get a winner in there? Was somebody very excited?
We did. Matt Touchberry won the tickets.
Matt Touchberry. Congratulations to Matt for winning a pair of VIP passes to Reggaetronic. Make sure you can go and check out that website, reggaetronicsc.com. And it is the Lake Murray Music Festival. Absolutely phenomenal event. Jim Spence Island, kind of out there facing the Lake Murray Dam, looking back toward Columbia. If you've never been or you've never driven by it, I highly encourage you to. Be safe when you're out there boating. There's a lot of boats. It's not too far from where I live, but it is an absolutely phenomenal event. Definitely worth getting out on June 4th to get out and check out. When we come back, we'll wrap up the program. We'll give you a little detail on how we're going to do the scoring for this weekend. We now have our NASCAR drivers. We have our horses for the weekend. The Wheel of Agony is in full effect. It's getting set to be taken and spun, and somebody will, I don't know, we've got several items on there. Is there one in particular, Patrick, that you're aware of that you're most see? You like the Reaper chip challenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like getting it over with.
Yeah, it's pretty much how it all works. It's pretty much how any punishment. I was happy to get the standing over on
I don't want anything that's going to last days.
Gotcha.
I want it to be exclusively 3 hours of pain or whatever, or 5 minutes of pain would be great.
We will come back and wrap up the program. You're listening to the early game on 107.5 The Game.
Here's what's coming up
on the next Extra Point.
Hey guys, Pearson Fowler here from the Extra Point, and coming up on the Friday edition of the Extra Point, plenty of Carolina baseball coverage as the Gamecocks head to College Station to take on Texas A&M. Really a pivotal series for both teams, with South Carolina especially trying to continue the momentum of the sweep against Alabama from last weekend. We'll have a little bit of NBA talk. No games Thursday night, but look ahead to a full weekend of action. A couple of really entertaining series on hand, plus plenty more college football, the changing landscape, NIL, and we'll have a visit with Wes Mitchell to talk a little recruiting in the offseason and focus in particular on the class of 2023 in the state of South Carolina. That and a whole lot more coming up on the Extra Point, 9 o'clock.
The Extra Point
With Pearson, Preston, and Gamecock Central.
9 a.m. to noon
On your home of the Gamecocks.
107.5 The Game.
Sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? Need Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
And time to tell you about our friends at Canty Foundation Specialists. Canty Can Fix It. CantyCanFixIt.com and 803-424-8380 are the way to get in contact with them. Need to make sure your home is in full working order, including foundation, any sort of foundation problem. Some of them you might not even know, like cracks in your exterior brick, cracks in your walls above your windows or door frames, doors or windows that stick, uneven or bouncy floors, or cracks over your garage door. If you see any of these things in your home, they could be a sign of a foundation problem, and you're going to want to get in touch with Canty Foundation Specialist. They offer quality products, proven services, and professional experiences to permanently repair any foundation problem you might have, and they can also take care of your crawl space. If you have an open crawl space and there was a recent storm, you can have standing water under your home, and that can create all sorts of problems. Humidity and condensation in that crawl space can create an environment for mold and mildew, and it can also create an environment for termites. And moisture can lead to wood rot, floor joist problems. The musty smells from that mold and mildew, they can cause health issues like runny nose, itchy eyes, coughs. And 50% of the air you breathe in your home comes from your crawl space. So you need to make sure that is clean and taken care of, and Canty can do that for you. CantyCanFixIt.com is the website. They can also work on concrete repair for you, concrete leveling. They can do commercial services or basement waterproofing. So give them a call. 803-424-8380 is the number to call. They've got offices in Columbia, Greenville, Augusta, Charlotte, and Charleston, so they can find you wherever you may be. One more time, 803-424-8380 is the number to call, or you can visit them on the web at CantyCanFixIt.com.
107.5 The Game traffic from the Shepherd's Glass Traffic Center.
Shepherd's Glass, a true reflection of quality. shepherdsglass.com.
And taking a peek out on the highways, we do have a report of a tie-up. Knoll Station Drive at Lake Drive. Also looking at an accident, Ketterly Road at Freshly Mill Road. And I-26 eastbound at mile marker 97. That would be the peak exit. There is a report of it, just a little bit of a slowdown there. Your forecast for today, some rain and storms coming in later this afternoon, some potentially heavy, he says, and looking for a high of 87, but then it cools down, kind of a milder weekend, 76 for Saturday, 73 on Sunday. It's been holding pretty steady this morning. It's 72 right now at 107.5 The Game.
At Kroger, we believe it takes the right team to bring you the freshest produce. That's why we partner with farmers who grow only the best. And that level of teamwork means better, fresher options time and time again. Working with farmers is what it takes to be fresh for everyone. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
This Mother's Day, treat her to a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Mom's Garden 19-stem bouquets are only $24.99. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hi, my husband and I own a small business in Columbia, and we ended up needing some help with some tax problems that we had and needed to get resolved. We initially owed about $300,000, and John Ecton and his law firm ended up getting us an offer in compromise, which dramatically reduced the amount owed. I would personally recommend the Ecton law firm. They did an excellent job for us, and if this is a concern that you're facing, they're definitely the people you should call.
It's great to know we have changed people's lives for the better. Hi, this is local attorney John Ecton with the Ecton Law Firm. For over a decade, our office has been dedicated to helping hardworking individuals and businesses solve tax problems for good. So if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are facing IRS wage levies, bank levies, or tax liens, call our office today at 771-9800 or go to EctonLawFirm.com. That's ECTON lawfirm.com. Let's get your tax problem solved for good. Call today. You'll be glad you did.
Hey, it's Terry Ford from 107.5 The Game, hanging out with our buddy Adam Vance from Sound and Images. Adam, everybody knows about the events that you folks do over at SNI, but there's a lot more to Sound and Images. Please explain.
We have really upped our commercial AV installation division. You name it, any kind of commercial audiovisual application that you can think of, we are pretty much involved with.
Thanks a lot, Adam. Hey, if you want to hit up Adam Vance over at Sound and Images, just call 803-791-3925 or go to soundandimages.net.
At the Samuels Reynolds Law Firm, we've seen how terrible accidents turn lives upside down, and we're proud to be the lawyers our clients depend on during their toughest moments. I'm Jason Reynolds. Call me when your family is faced with any serious injury or death.
And I'm Stephen Samuels. When you're hurt at work, I go to work getting you the medical treatment and workers' compensation you depend on. We have the experience and passion you need when you need it most.
Samuels Reynolds. True injuries, true lawyers. 779-4000.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet Studios. This is 107.5 The Game. Stop by or shop online today and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile.
The Early Game
With Bill Gunter, Patrick Barrett, and Jen Jensen.
on your home of the Gamecocks.
The Early Game, 107.5
The Game.
8:51. We wrap up the Friday morning episode here of the Early Game. First full week here back in May.
Can I give you some breaking news?
What you got?
I know things. So we're supposed to let people know that at 12:15 today, Tommy Moody is going to announce the Gamecock Athletics Hall of Fame new inductees.
Okay. All right.
So I heard from one Jay Phillips. He has no idea who's on the list because, well, he's not important enough really to know. And
Well, we know
they
one-
can't trust him with a secret.
We know one person because he put it on Twitter last night.
Right. Yeah. So that helped a little bit.
Former Gamecock Corey Miller. I think we should put that on Twitter. So we now know him. But so 12:15 today.
12:15 today. Must listen.
Must listen. So let's see. Coming up after us, Pearson Fowler will hop in studio. I just talked to him. He's out in the hallway doing some calisthenics, getting ready. I think I saw him doing some push-ups, some planks.
Toe touches.
Yep.
High knees.
And then
And Bill broke out in a sweat watching.
I did. I did. I was very nervous. I'm very nervous about the exercise right now. I'm going to have to be ready. The Wheel of Agony is something that we will be getting to. By the way, Pearson today, 10 o'clock, Preston Thorne joins him as he does each and every day, I believe. And then at 11:30, Wes Mitchell from Gamecock Central. So a lot to get into. 10 o'clock, Preston Thorne this morning, 11:30, Wes Mitchell, 12:15, Tommy Moody announcing the South Carolina Hall of Fame class there. So a lot here on 107.5 The Game today. Wheel of Agony, we picked up another punishment during the break.
Yeah, so we just put Brian's Pizza, and I told Brian Glenn, Village Idiot, you can take that any direction that you see fit. And maybe he'll make it specific to who the loser is that eventually has to eat the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the nightmare scenario for you?
You talking about in all of the ones that we have on, or
no, of a pizza? Because if we're giving Brian full creative control.
So we did this back in December, and that's no problem. And to do it again, I because
if it's spicy, it's going to be spicier next time.
I'm okay with spicy food. Like, I'm okay with spicy food. I have to be a little bit more prepared. But what I was going to say is,
because he kind of took it easy on you last time.
Well, he messed up. And he was kind of in a hurry. It was the day of the Georgetown game, and I had my kids with me. And we were going to the Georgetown game.
He was worried about hurting you before the game.
That's true. And
that's fair. I mean, that was nice.
Complete health disclosure, I guess, because it's my own. I'm not breaking any HIPAA laws. I'd had some setbacks in September that caused me to be out for a few days, and so we were a little concerned at that time. But the first piece, we live streamed it. You can actually still go back to our YouTube page and go all the way back and see it. We live streamed it, and the first piece I ate was spicy, but it was fine. I've eaten.
It was manageable.
It was like a buffalo chicken spicy pizza that was without the chicken. It was fine. So we stopped the live stream. And Patrick and I ate another piece. The second piece I ate, and I think Reggie Anderson was still there, and you saw me. The second piece, if I'd have eaten that on the first one, y'all would have laughed a lot more because the second piece was, but he didn't spend all the time I think he wanted to on the pizza. He was a little rushed, and so certain slices were more spicy. But we'll do that. All right. So what is it this weekend? We're just taking the combined finish of both the horse and the NASCAR driver, the combined finish.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Patrick has said there doesn't always need to be a loser. So if we have a two-way tie for a loser, what does that mean?
Flip a coin. I don't know.
Whoever can hold the longest plank wins.
I can actually get on board with that.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I might have a shot in that one.
And I'm 50-50 right
which
now.
Plank
with
are
my
we?
shoulders,
Okay, we'll figure it out.
That could be fun.
Patrick will be out on Monday. He'll be trying to recover from his day in Darlington. Jen and I will hold down the fort. Monday, John Whittle will join me at 8 a.m. and hang around for a full hour, 8 to 9 a.m. But we will get you. And then on Tuesday, we will spin the Wheel of Agony. The loser will get over here and spin the Wheel of Agony.
Did you see the NIL deal that Bijan Robinson, the running back for Texas, signed?
I did not.
Signed an NIL deal with Lamborghini of Austin.
Oh, nice.
He's getting a Lamborghini.
We didn't do
How can I get an NIL deal?
We didn't do the NIL. There was a lot of NIL stuff, and we were more silly today and really didn't get into it. We'll get into it next week because the NCAA now is trying to push back on this stuff. I don't know how to talk about it because I don't know where it's going to go. And it's just for those people.
It's like a $200,000 car.
For all those people who are like, don't talk about hypotheticals. What was the text earlier this week? Don't talk about something.
Yeah. Don't talk about things you don't know.
I don't know. Go have fun at Darlington, you two. That's fine. Don't invite me anywhere. It's cool. I'm going to the corner and cry. Y'all have a great weekend.
The home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game. WNKT.
My speaker's on.
Or just turn it off. Yeah. All right, everybody. Yes, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. That's right.
In case Jen talked, I was trying to hear.
All right, have a great weekend.
Later.
Go down.